What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Bro, it's a vibe, man. Life is good. Life is real good, man. I'm trying to think. Last time I saw you, we were out there having a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
On the golf course, having a good time, supporting a great cause. It was a lot of fun, man. Then I got a chance to catch up on some relaxation. Because, man, I was like, I need to get up off my feet. I feel like I was playing golf like back to back to back to back to back. And I got to talk to you.
Takes a toll on you.
It does. Oh, man. I was
like
going
an
to tell
actual
you,
job,
bro.
actually.
Like, I low-key, after playing.
You drink some beers out there.
Dude.
You play 18 holes.
Dude, I'm for real. Like,
Felt like you put in a 9 to 5.
I did it 2 times this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I felt it. So I was like, I needed to recover. So yesterday and today were my recovery days. Tomorrow I'm considering, do I go back and play golf or do I do like a regular like workout like I normally work out? Yeah, but it's been a lot of good stuff, man. Exciting time though, bro. You definitely can't complain, man. But did want to say once again, I appreciate you pulling up to support me.
No appreciation
movement,
needed
man.
or thanks needed.
Like man,
you had me out there to play golf. I mean,
come on, bro.
It's like a given. I'll do that any day of the week. Yeah.
Hey, like I said, man, the fact that you pulled up those
You got
shows
me and my
support,
friends
man.
group too. I'm the one thanking you. And
Y'all low-key almost did it though.
hey, didn't my
Y'all
buddy
had a
tell
chance,
you?
bro.
Did it? We did. We left
Y'all
a
had
few
a
out
chance,
there.
bro. Y'all had
I think
a
we
chance,
finished
man.
4th.
Yeah.
But no, I think even my buddy told you, right? He was like, "This is the best outing I've ever been a part of."
Say that. Yeah, he definitely did say
It
that.
was.
Man.
It was that good. The amenities, the food. What else? Yeah, the afterwards, a little cocktail hour, then the meal.
I was just glad
The
that
course was amazing.
the gifts. That's always my big thing. I'm like, y'all like the gifts. Your family.
Oh yeah, and we like the
you know
gear.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that's always my thing. I'm like, let's make sure we got something nice. Make sure we give people something nice, man.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. So no, definitely salute the McGuire Memorial Foundation, man. They said, man, 30th golf outing for them. My 3rd year hosting it though, man. And yeah, it was a ton of fun, man. Great turnout too, man. Shout out to the celebs that pulled up. I was a little bit surprised though. I had to call Deke out, guys. All right. Now y'all know Deke has been on the Sabotage 7 movement. He is the poster boy for the Sabotage movement. All right. Well, at the golf outing, we did have a chance to have one of the architects of said Sabotage 7 movement. Former Steelers general manager Kevin Colbert.
One of the 3 or 4 main players. And
Definitely one of the main ones, right? Him, Coach T, Mr. Rooney in Canada. They
no,
all...
Mr. Rooney.
Oh, no, you're right.
Mr. Rooney brought Ben back. He was probably the one guy.
Omar, what the Omar in it? What's the Omar in it?
I can't say Omar.
Oh, don't you do that. Don't you do that now.
Kendrick Green.
Omar.
Throw him in there.
This boy said Kendrick Green.
I can't say Omar.
Fair enough. All right.
Unless new information gets leaked, I'm not throwing Omar in there.
I'm just saying he was a part of that hierarchy though.
He was a part of the
He was a
front
part
office.
of that. Yes. I just didn't know if because of what he's recently done, do you just
what can he really do?
casually
He was just the
overlook that?
assistant at that time.
Well, after the fact, he did have a chance to go back. He could rectify said wrongs. We do know that. That's the other part. And he does not shy away from bringing guys back. We saw him bring Mason back, and nobody was like, whoa, we didn't see this happen.
I think you're reaching a little there.
All right, either way, I just want to throw it out there. But the main corporate, Kevin Colbert, shout out to him once again, man, for pulling up. He comes in the building, walks right over there to the table. I'm sitting there with Deke and the crew.
Yeah.
Conversation happens, and not once. I'm just waiting on Deke. I'm like, yo, Deke, he ain't gonna say nothing. He ain't gonna bring up the, hey, man, what's up with 7, man? He ain't nothing. I wanted to give you a chance to just defend it. What was going on, man? What was going on?
Well, a greeting goes both ways.
Oh, okay.
He had every opportunity to say something to me.
He should have known, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I like it.
He could have said something to me. But, okay, multiple things here. One, you never introduced me to him. I feel like that would have been a bad look for me just to interject and say, hey, I'm Deke. All the people that I did that with when you weren't around, like these are people I already met. Like whether it was C Batch.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's another person.
I felt like because of who Kevin Colbert is, you don't even have to. It's like, hey, you know this guy is Mr. Kevin Colbert. Like, no, everybody know who that is, man. Yeah.
I feel like that was on you. You needed to properly introduce us.
So he's gonna spit it on me. Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
You need to do that. But I did while you were in the middle of that conversation. You saw me. I had to get up from the table and go to the bathroom.
Yeah, because when you left, that's when I actually wanted to introduce you. I was like, hey, let me talk to you about my friend, and you was gone.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, you missed it, bro. That was your moment. I was like, yo, he really wanted to talk to you about something. And when I turned, I was like, yo, where'd he go? And they was like, yo, I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You witnessed this before whenever we were eating. I think it was like 2-3 years ago. That barbecue place downtown.
This is true. Yeah.
I don't know what happens. I don't know if it's actually... It's a me thing one way or another. I don't know if it's something I can control or not, though.
It gets real, bro. It gets real.
Yeah. I've been okay every time it happens, but it's painful.
Real.
So it's when you're eating food, I either don't chew enough and just like eat too quick, swallow my food, and it starts to get stuck in my throat.
Yes.
And like it's a tough process. Like it eventually like goes down, but it's almost like you think. It's a tough minute.
You about
or so,
to lose it, bro.
Yeah. I can't say like I feel like I'm about to die because you can still breathe.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's weird. It's a very very weird feeling. So it's either that or like there's been probably 3-4 times on occasion I actually have to like gag it up.
Oh, serious? Wow.
Yeah. So that's why I went to the bathroom. I'm like I don't know what the vibes are gonna be with this. So, that's what happened. Eventually, I think it was the roast. Yeah, I think it was the roast that did
shout
me
out to the roast, man. Was it at least good going in?
It was awesome.
All right,
yeah, the food was awesome.
But
that's why I had to leave
while
Colbert was around. But whenever I came back, you and him, I think, were both gone.
Yeah, they had me doing all the, take the microphone, we want you to talk, speech, and all that good stuff, man. But no, man, it was a fun date, man. So like I said, man, definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, but the
again,
thing,
man,
I don't know if that's actually there's some type of thing I have with my throat.
Is it like a reflex? Like you know, that you got a gag reflex or acid reflex? I don't know if it's like one of those.
I don't know what's going on, man. Part of me thinks I eat too fast.
Speed eater.
Yeah,
like a Joey Chestnut type.
Yeah.
Okay. Eric the Eater.
I know you're trying to make some jokes.
Yeah, I was trying to say. I know. I really like that one.
I know you're trying to throw some.
No. I know you just took that. We're not going that direction. Come on, bro. It's June, bro. Chill out.
I don't know.
No. We ain't playing like that right now. No.
But yeah, had to go do that, and then Colbert wasn't back. And I guess the third thing is, did you really want me to bring up Big Ben to Colbert?
I mean, if you fully transparent. Deke, have I ever told you to, you know what I'm saying, turn it down? You know, Deke, I'm always like, bro, man, step up, man, say what you gonna say.
But that was the only thing on my mind.
Deke,
I mean, that's probably,
right,
I would have brought that up to him.
Deke,
like,
Deke,
hey, we couldn't bring back Ben.
You're 100% right, Deke. I'm actually glad because I was not sure which version at that stage we would have gotten. As long as it would have been the cool, like the version right here, oh yeah, man, have at it. But you know, later in the afternoon, man, when we started, you know, having a little bit of fun, I just didn't know where that would have went. So I'm actually glad that you just stayed away from it, man. I was like, you know what? We can't go wrong with this. Everything is good.
You think I actually would have came off as like pissed at him?
No, I don't think it would have been pissed. In fact, I think we all would have laughed. He gets that a lot, though. Trust me. So yeah, he would have handled it.
Okay.
But it would have been funny, though. I was expecting you to say it, though. I was like, yo, is he going to say, let me see what's, yeah. But it was like, it was the timing of it was really different, though, because he came in, we're trying to catch up, da-da-da-da-da. You bounced, then it was like, yo, we need you over here, and then he go over here. It was a lot going on. Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, I would have definitely meant it in a, just chummy manner.
Right.
But
I mean,
I got a dead. I definitely
some seriousness. Though.
I definitely. That's true, and I definitely got a deadpan to me where like a lot of people probably can't tell when I'm being serious or joking.
I've witnessed that as well, man. I've seen that firsthand.
Yeah, I got a very sarcastic
he looks
tone, and I could I could keep it very monotone where you like you can't really tell one way or another.
If you don't know Deke, you're like, no, he's not for real. I promise, he's not.
Well, like you said, there's truth in every joke. Yes. I definitely would have been for real.
But he means it, but not in a malicious way.
Exactly. There you go. That's a good way to put it.
But he does mean it, though. Yes. No, that was funny, though, bro. That is funny, man.
But that's why. Those are all the reasons why I guess I didn't get an encounter with Kevin Colbert.
There's always next year. All right. So since he did pull up this year and everything worked out well, odds of him come back next year probably are high. You know? So we'll try it again then, and
maybe at that point, maybe Kenny will have a Super Bowl, and
hey now,
I could just leave the bad times in the past and just say, hey, you left us in a good spot by drafting Kenny.
I can dig that. Which would be the case, though. Definitely would be the case. I like it there, man.
I was thinking about this, though, the day after. I don't think Charlie Batch knew who I was.
In person. Oh.
I don't.
Wait a minute.
I don't think he did. The more I thought about it.
No, Deke, don't you do that, Deke. Don't you do that. I think he knew who you were by face. I think
but I don't have the same face anymore. That's the old Deke.
I think the conversation might have just confused him a little bit. I think that's what would have happened. Because that was also a very funny interaction, man.
It was.
Yo.
I don't know what was confusing. This is why I don't think he knew who I was.
You as well. I don't know.
Because I brought up, I said, hey, I was loving those Big Ben takes on the podcast.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, yeah, like, blah, blah, blah. This and I think I said, like, yeah, Canada screwed him his last year, something like that. He's like, yeah, something, blah, 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 like a part 1. And then we kept going. I was like, I'll be back for a part 2. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I realized, he was probably on the Big Ben podcast. And then they're probably going to do a part 2 at some point. Yeah. So he thought I meant, he thought I meant his takes on the Big Ben podcast, probably.
See, I thought specifically he might have confused you with the little, I forgot the dude's name.
No, you can't confuse me.
I didn't think you could, but I figured maybe he thought that when you said it. Because he definitely took the convo there, and I was like, huh.
Was he wearing my pirate hat at the time?
Like, wait a minute, bro. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he knew who I was.
You know, it's got to be the new face. Yeah. You trimmed up the beard, you took the glasses off. He probably was like, yo, this is not the guy I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I said, I really like those Big Ben takes you gave on the podcast.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, the reason why I think he confused who you were a little bit is because he definitely, prior to, I don't remember if it was right when me and you were talking, but right around that time, we were literally talking about him coming back on the podcast and how it took forever for him to even get an invite to come up here. And I'm like, I felt like you were a part of that convo. We were joking about it. And
maybe he just misunderstood what I said.
Yeah, because I was like, we were definitely joking about that, him coming back on and everything, and it taking so long to even get on. And then you said, I like your takes about the, you know what I'm saying, 7. And yeah, he definitely went a whole nother direction, bro. But shout out to my dog C-Match.
It took me like a minute or two to realize what he was talking about.
We both was looking there like, huh?
I was like, he was talking about something completely different.
I was lost, bro. I was like, oh, all right. Oh, I got you now. Yeah.
But no, all in all, that was a really good time. Oh, yeah, I got to meet Rocky Blyer.
Shout out to Rocky, too, man. Shout out to Rocky, man.
Got to shake hands with the American hero.
Absolutely, man. Rocky, one of the guys.
He said he was out playing, too.
Yeah, no, he was, bro. He played a full 18. Because, you know, I was bouncing around group to group, but no, I ran into Rock, man. Rock is doing his thing, man. Shout out to him for pulling up, man, taking some time out. You know, his schedule, which we know is crazy. But no, man, definitely appreciated him. And Louis Lips, man. Shout out to Louis as well, man. He had a chance to pull up on us, man. Tap in. So that was good to see him out there. Yeah, they was getting their golf on, man. Now, I did have a question. So, in terms of mascots, the last mascot you were around was Steely McBeam. He asked for a picture. You said it was all love. Y'all got a dope relationship now.
Yeah.
We did have Pierre the Pirate. See what your
Is that his name?
On. Yeah, Pierre.
Are you serious?
He got a whole IG account. Absolutely, bro. He's a thing.
When they start calling him Pierre?
I don't know. That's what they call him, Pierre the Pirate. And he do the little dance thing. But
damn, they're just making up names now.
Come on,
he was always Pirate the Parrot or Parrot the Pirate or whatever the hell.
The Pirate. They call him Pierre the Parrot now. Pierre the Parrot. That's his IG handle.
The Parrot Pirate. It was something like that. He never actually had a first name.
He's the official pirate, the official parrot of the Pirates. Yeah, but he was up there, man.
That's a stupid name.
Maybe the name isn't the best, okay? But all names can't be cool names, all right? So sometimes
Iceberg's cool.
Iceberg is a cool name.
That's a cool name.
That's a cool name, and it kind of goes with him being on the hot.
Steely McBeam, kind of weak.
Yeah, come on, man. Don't do that, man.
But I came around to the actual mascot.
Absolutely.
I've come around to it.
Because Steely is actually cool, man. Shout out to Steely. Yes.
But what were you saying about Pierre?
How'd you feel about Pierre? Does he get any love? You ain't like?
He's a staple. He's a staple mascot. Yeah. I got no complaints about him.
He get me turned up at the games. I ain't gonna lie. I see him do his little hip thing. I like that.
I wonder how long he's been around. Was he around in like the 70s and 80s when we were good?
Actually, I don't know.
He's been around my whole lifetime.
That's why since I've been in Pittsburgh, I've always seen him.
Him and Iceberg. So yeah, we've always liked them as mascots. They just tried to push Steely McBeam on us a decade ago.
Chill, man. Don't do that,
It's just not the vibes, man.
Don't do that.
It's not the vibes.
This makes sense why I look at Steely different then. Because if it was about a decade ago, that means it was still fresh when I was coming here. Coming from Buffalo, we've always had a mascot. So I thought that was always
never had a mascot.
normal, right? Whereas you've always seen it the other way. So that's why I look at Steve like, yo, he's always been a part of this. What you mean? But that makes sense. Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm cool with the pirate parrot. That's what it is. The pirate parrot. That's what they always called him.
I guess he has a name now, and it's Pierre. Yeah.
That's stupid. That's really stupid.
Shout out to Pierre, man.
I'm not a fan of that.
Only Deke got beef with the whole mascots. Deke said, "Yo, I don't like Steely McBean."
No, that one's on Nutting. That one's on Nutting in the Pirates organization for calling him
Pierre. Don't call that man Pierre. I can't stand it because his name Pierre now. Like, dang, Deke.
I'm fine with him still, but it was just a bad idea. I feel like. But whoever came up with it within the Pirates organization,
funny,
I think it was probably a Nutting thing.
It probably was, man. It's
Like, we're not going to pay any good players this offseason. Let's change the mascot's name to Pierre. Maybe that'll build some excitement up.
You can't go wrong with updating the mascot's name. That's all I'm saying. You can't go wrong with that, can you? It's spicy. It's like, hey, you want to get a pirate shirt or you want to get a Pierre the Parrot pirate shirt? You see what I'm saying? It's a difference to it. It's levels. Levels to this thing, man. But he cool, bro. He a vibe, man. He's got
I got nothing wrong with him.
Man, just let him live, bro.
You heard anything else from that outing? It was really good, man.
Yeah, weather cooperated with
awesome.
us, so yeah, man, can't complain, bro.
Yeah,
Shout
just
out
a
to
little
trees,
drizzle.
though.
If anything, I didn't mind it because before that Sunday night into Monday, we basically had no rain for a week plus.
Seriously, man.
So that rain actually dampened the greens a little bit. We could stick some close shots by the pins.
Which I actually had to learn the hard way. Playing when it's damp greens versus when they're dry, that ball spins versus just dying. Way different. And that's when they were saying, like, you could be more aggressive towards the cup when it's wet out versus when you're trying to get a better roll. That's more going to happen when it's dry out. So I had to learn that. But I will say this, man. I had my first lesson. Remember I told you on Friday?
Yeah.
Bro, that thing worked wonders. My problem is this. I only did an iron lesson, so I have to come back and get my next lesson with the driver. So anytime I got to my second club, that second shot after the tee, I felt great. I actually could get the ball in the air deep consistently. Like, my swing felt good. I'm even knowing, all right, I'm going to go 7 here. I'm going to go pitch. I'm going to go sandways. Like, all of this, I felt really good, Deke. Nice. Really, really good. Putt game still 50-50. You know how that is, putt. But other than that, yeah, I just got to get this driving lesson. Once I get this driving lesson, Deke, I low-key going to be all right. Because I was consistently hit some shots with them irons, man.
That's good to hear.
I'm feeling good, man. So once I get this driving lesson, Deke, I'm definitely finna call you up, and I gotta see what's happening. I'm just saying, all right?
1v1 match.
I'm just saying, because that's what I feel like I'm missing right now. My driving is terrible. I can't get, I'm getting off the tee, but it's a lot.
You're not calling me up for lessons, are you?
No.
Yeah, don't put that on me.
I can't do that. I ain't gonna do that to you.
I mean, I give you some tips out on the course or whatever, but
right.
I'm not that guy. Like, my brother even asked me when we were at the outing. He's like, am I coming like too over the top or too steep? I'm like, don't ask me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, there's so many times I watch my swing on video, and one of them's like a terrible shot, but one of them's a good shot. Yeah. My swing looks pretty much the same to me.
That's crazy.
So for anyone else, it's tough. I don't want that responsibility.
Whew. But yeah,
I'll help as best I can. But
so far, I've only had one lesson, but my guy worked wonders. So I'm like, I'm not gonna break it. I mean, I'm not gonna fix it. It's not broke just yet. So I'm gonna tap in with him again. I'm gonna see what this driving looks like. But yeah, man, a lesson really helped me, bro. I was really excited about that, man. So yeah, just know, Deke.
That's good to hear.
Just know, I'm eyeing you up, bro.
Sajan Patel says Deke has trauma from Pierre Island. That's why he doesn't like the name.
Shout out to Pierre Island, man. Shout out to Pierre. And
I could see where he's coming from there.
Yeah. I mean, Pierre Island did kind of leave you with a bad taste. It's like that sometimes, man. It's like that. But speaking of Pierre, man, it did kind of remind me that this is a show we're gonna be talking some Steelers football. But more importantly, if we talk Steelers football, man, we do have to acknowledge the passing of a Steelers media or Pittsburgh media legend, man. Stan Savran did pass away Monday, actually, man. Right. During the golf outlet, man. But anybody that knows Stan, man, knows legendary dude in terms of just Pittsburgh media, whether it was covering the Steelers, the Pirates, the Penguins. You see him on AT&T Sportsnet, like across the board, man. A dude that, just exemplified that perfect level of professionalism and just that balance, man, of being able to do solo shows versus commentary versus TV versus radio, just all of that type of versatility, man. Just definitely wanted to take the time to acknowledge Stan Savran, man, and give him a moment of silence, man, because he is definitely one of them legendary dudes, man, who fought and still was recording all the way to the end. I mean, I got a chance to see him, you know, obviously while we were doing some of the radio stuff with the Steelers later on in this process, and it's like, man, you still coming in here and recording a show in the state that he was. It was just crazy, man. But salute him, man, for being the just true professional that he was up until the end of it. But yeah, definitely wanted to give a moment of silence for Stan Savran. Alrighty, man.
Yeah, that was terrible news.
Yeah, man. I was like, dang, that's.
I never got to meet him or anything, but yeah, huge staple.
No, without
with
a
the
doubt,
media.
man. Nah, Stan was a good dude, though, man.
Always nice to see him on TV.
Facts, man. Stays sharp too, man. Suited and booted with that briefcase, man. Every time I seen that, man, that's how he always rocking it, man. But just dope dude, man. So yeah. But with that being the case, man, shout out to the Godfather one last time. Let's get this show started, Deke, the way that we always do, man. Let us know in the comment section where you are tuning in from, so that way we can give you those big boy shout outs to start today's show. And please don't forget to hit that like button one time for the coach and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so just yet. Jerome, appreciate you for, you know, recognizing the Wheezy baby. Don't forget the Wheezy F baby. And please say the mother. But yeah, man. Salute you, man. I like my shirt.
Yes, this might be you right here. Vegas TJG says Tiger's old coach is selling lessons on YouTube for $47.
Oh, hey now. Hey now. I always wonder, how does that work?
Hank Haney or Bruce Harmon? I don't know. Either or. I think they're both. I think Bruce Harmon was the better coach. That was I think he was with Tiger in like the 2000s.
Pre-back or post-back?
Yeah, it was pre.
Pre-back, all right.
He had Tiger hit more of a draw. Haney had him start to switch to more of a fade. Now Tiger did have some really, really good dominance with I want to say Haley, but Haney from like 05. I don't know when he got him. It was around 06, 07 to maybe like 10, 11-ish.
Okay.
I can't remember if he kept him past that for a little bit. And he switched coach. I don't even know. I think he's been through multiple coaches since then. But those are the two iconic ones he's had. Gotcha. But I like Harmon better.
Yeah. I like it. Now that's dope. Be selling YouTube lessons. I always wonder, how does that, like, is that still as effective as like that one-on-one coaching where you can get like the hands-on criticism?
It's Hank Haney
and stuff. But I like that though. I'm about to check him out.
Yeah, it's probably just one of those like classes, packages or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You just pull them up and their tutorial. Like, you could probably just do the same thing on YouTube, but find all the lessons he's teaching for free. Yeah. If you just know the right keywords to type in and stuff, like, what to look for with your swing in this or that, blah, blah, blah. Luke Vanderpew, 920 Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Sheboygan. Let's get it.
Sajin Patel agrees with me. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 918. Bruce Harmon is a far better coach, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know who else Haney coached. Harmon had some other like big name guys. I know Adam Scott back in there. I don't know if he still coaches Adam Scott, but he was always like a perennial top 10 in the world golf rankings type of guy. But yeah, Haney, his claim to fame was Tiger. Mr. Malvo, talking my talk, 526 or 562 style, says Long Beach, 562. Long Beach, baby. Come to the city. We'll reach out to you. Golf. We got golfers out here.
All right.
Sean American Rebel, 757 Newport News out here. Building war machines at the shipyard. Thanks for the show.
Hey, let's go. Shout out to the shipyard, baby. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it.
Hannibal 090, what's up, Moats and Deke in the chat? Checking in from the 770, the ATL.
770 in the house. Let's get it.
Big Gerbil coming in hot from North Dakota, repping the 330 Dub City.
Oh, okay. Little North Dakota. Shout out. All I know is Fargo, but either way, shout out to North Dakota, baby. Shout out.
Jerome from the 253, Washington. Jerm, 824, 540 VA, riding through the Berg right
that's
now.
Harrisonburg area, man. One time for them JMU Dukes. Yes, indeed.
Stan Claret checking in from the 905, Toronto, smiling and waving.
Hey, man, I'm going to smile and wave back to you too then, man. One time for the culture.
Craig Ellis, Lancaster, PA, as always.
Hey, man, got to salute Lancaster. I feel like I asked you this before. You ever been to Lancaster?
Yeah, multiple times. I got family out there.
Oh, salute. All right.
Not much to it, to be honest.
All right.
Not really eventful.
Not like
Why, have you been there?
Heck no, man. I just wondering what was that? Is that like north? Is that south? Is that central? Is it like near York? Is it near Harrisburg?
It's in between
like
Harrisburg
Altoona?
and Philly.
Okay. Oh, somewhere eastern. All right.
Yeah. Wait, is it before Harrisburg? It's definitely between State College and Philly.
So it's more central?
It's on the right side of PA.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, definitely more on the right side. Yeah, it's like central. If anything, maybe a little bit more south.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a bunch of like farmland.
I could dig that.
Flat. Like I said, not much to it.
For sure.
I'll say a couple more here. John Easton, 412, Southside.
Shout out to the South Side.
Tristan Mendoza, the 951, Temecula, California.
Bro, I've never heard of Temecula before. Shout out to Temecula, though.
Hannibal 090, I'm late joining, so I need to catch up. Deke's still on that Sabotage shit, I see.
Hey. It be like that sometimes, man. It be like that. He's staying true to it.
The truth will set you free. Wait, why wouldn't I still be on that if it's the truth? I mean,
I don't think you moved off of it and changed it up on you. Different perspective, maybe.
It's literally straight up the truth. So I was the first to report it and stand by it. Everything that's come out since supports my initial take.
Maybe Kevin Colbert just made the sacrifice to bring in the new guy when you talk about Kenny Pickett. He said, in order for us to get this guy, sacrifice must be made. I will sacrifice my approval rating within Pittsburgh by being the guy, being a part of the guys.
Well, the fake fans loved the move. And at that point, I would say Steeler Nation was about 80 to 85% fake fans. At that point in the game, late 2022, or no, what would that be? It was
2021, right?
Late 2021, early 2022. It was about 80 to 85% fake fans.
But he made the sacrifice. He said, "I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna take these burdens. I'm gonna take this lashing and ultimately pay."
He didn't. I don't think he took any of that. To be honest with you, like I said, I think 80-85% of the fans were in support of his decision.
No, man. But see, he used to have 100% approval rate. Or close to it. Right now, his approval rating, I think, took a little bit of a hit.
That might be because of Omar Khan killing it this offseason, though, too.
See, man, that's still new blood, man. We can't trip on what the OG done for as long as he's done it. We can't forget that.
No. Like I said, I actually think it was a popular move amongst Steeler Nation. That just goes to show how many fake fans we had at that time.
But everybody's good now, though. Everybody's back. Everybody's positive. We're all on the right path. We're all on the KP8 train now. Let's go. In KP8 we trust.
Big season incoming.
Hey, you better believe it, man.
I think that's it for me.
All right, respect, man. Let's get it. Whew. Bro.
We got a lot of supers coming in here.
We do. I'm sure this first topic probably does come up in these supers too, bro.
I think it does.
Yeah, I think. All right, bet.
Couple times.
Bet that. I like it there, man. So yeah, man, y'all hit that like button one time for the culture. And don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so. Alrighty.
First one, we got Official Momentum. What's good, guys? I'm off work. # Chase Young.
Man, salute Official Momentum, man. And man, you said Chase Young already. The first one. Man, salute you, man. All right, well, let's get into it, man. Yes. Chase Young. Well, he is a guy that a lot of chatter and buzz has been coming up around, man. Deke, have you been seeing this buzz that I've been seeing? Have you been hearing about the buzz?
Yeah, the news stopped me in my tracks Saturday morning.
You know, it's rare when that type of news gets. I'm like, whoa, hey now, whoa. Does this have? Oh, it has legs. Wait a minute. Whew.
I mean, I hope this guy's right about his sources.
I hope so too. I mean, because
he's very confident.
We do know, we've all seen the clip, though. That's the one thing we can all hang our hat on. We've seen the clip of Coach T talking to Chase, and we know that love is there.
And Chase Young having respect for the Steelers and Big Ben.
Absolutely. We know that's there. That's documented facts. So at least we got one of those eggs in that basket. But yeah. How do you believe the sources, man? You believe them?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, exactly.
At this stage, the way Omar Khan has been operating, why not? I can't like just be like, no, this ain't gonna happen. No, because Omar been.
I
got
nothing out there. Like no other reporters out there refuting it.
Because of Omar. Omar's been working.
If we have like, who would be a guy that we would really trust within
Dulac?
like Steelers? Yeah, him or like Kaboli or someone maybe. They came out and
like that,
really refuted it. They're like,
right.
There's zero chance this Chase Young stuff's happening. Like it's just all speculation. No one's done that yet.
Yeah. So it does give it legs. I look at it like this, man. When you talk about Chase Young, the player, when healthy, man, yes, this was a freak athlete who has production, who gives you top flight talent, and ultimately shows why he was the number 2 overall selection. The problem has been just since his rookie year, he really hasn't been healthy. Whether it was tearing the ACL or then coming back from it. So with that, it has definitely changed the perception around him in terms of how dominant he can be, or if he's just a good player, or if he's a player that some people are going to view as overrated or a bust. To me, I lean more to he just hasn't been healthy, because I look at that rookie season and I think of what a rookie season is like, and I think of the production, and not just from a numbers perspective, but the actual styles of him getting these numbers. We talk about it. All sacks aren't created the same. All tackles aren't created the same. All tackles for loss aren't created the same. And it's plays that you make that you don't even get a statistic for, but you made the play. That's Chase Young rookie year when he's healthy. That was why if you remember when we did our top 10 outside linebackers or edge rushers that following year prior to him getting hurt, I had him in my top 10 because I already saw what he did that first year. And I'm like, I think you might have. I don't know. You might have. I know I had him in there though. And I was just like, man, to me, everything that I saw from that first year just screamed that as long as he's healthy, he's going to take off. Problem was he tore the ACL. And since then, this has been a little bit of that process of, all right, now that the team has decided to not pick up his 5th-year option, all these bells go off. What's that mean? What is going on? It just basically means that they're not willing to take on what they were going to have to pay him if it was that 5th year because of where he was drafted at. You look at the numbers on it based on what he's produced thus far. That's why they were hesitant. And I get that. But it also makes sense for teams to know that he's available. That means that, hey, if you want to have interest in this guy, potentially acquire him before he hits the open market where everybody gets a chance to make a bid on him. This is your chance. If you want to make a trade for him, you can do that. It kind of sends you that signal. And because of how Omar's been operating, that's what really makes it legitimate.
So that's really the thing that sparked this because they declined his option, a month ago or something. We've known this. But then it was back-to-back reports, I believe, on back-to-back days where a Commanders reporter, or I don't know if it was a Commanders reporter, but someone
one of their guys,
something came out of the Commanders camp saying, like, Chase Young is available. Commanders are open to trading Chase Young. And then I think a day or two after is when we got Steelers are legit interested
in him. Yeah.
And it's for this and this reason. Yeah. One of them I heard, because I actually listened to his little spiel about it, and it was good. He's like, within the Steelers organization, they looked at last year and saw that if we're missing TJ Watt for an extended period of time, it's just different. So if you're able to get a Chase Young with that talent, who's the former number 2 overall pick, we might be able to weather the storm a little bit better if you have a dude like that. Because I know we got Marcus Golden, but he's not Chase Young.
Let's talk about it. I want to talk about all the guys in that room, man.
And luckily, we got him for a contract that shouldn't deter us from getting a Chase Young. It's not like we're paying Golden 4 or 5.
You're 100% right, man. You are 100% right. This isn't a shot at Alex Highsmith. Alex Highsmith had 14.5 sacks. But this is the one thing that me and you have talked about repeatedly while it was going on in the season. And then even after the season, when we started to talk about Highsmith and contract and what numbers should look like for him, we said, even though he had 14.5, when TJ was gone, it was times where we felt our pass rush was non-existent. It was games where even though he would get a sack or even have a sack under pressure, it still didn't feel the same as if it would have just been TJ Watt out there. And Coach Tomlin jokes about, he was joking about it in his press conference today. They call, Highsmith an elite Robin. And it's not necessarily
he said that?
Yeah, he did. That's Coach Tomlin said that. He's an elite, right? He jokes about it, but he's like, that's what he calls him. But knowing how Coach Tomlin is, if he's telling you this media-wise, that's what he tells him. Because he wants to push him, but he also looks at him like, you're not TJ. TJ is Batman. We know what that is. can you give me that type of impact? Not just numbers, but that type of impact when TJ's not here. And that's one of the things that they're challenging Alex on, and rightfully so. And for him, that's his next step. All right, you got the double digits. Okay, cool. The next step is be that type of guy. So we're going to see, can he take that next step? Chase Young, first year, was showing you that. Chase Young, rookie year, where you don't even know everything, where you're still burnt out from just playing a full college season, All-Stars, Pro Day, Combine, and all this other stuff. You don't even get a full offseason. So it's like you could still see Chase doing certain things. Even his shape alone. I mean, when you talk about his size, that doesn't look like TJ. It doesn't look like Alex. Doesn't look like Marcus either. That's a freak. But that's also why I was the number 2 overall pick. So talent-wise, it's definitely there. I even think the fit's there. The money is the real question. We know it's an $11 million cap hit.
I looked into it a little bit. Someone on Steelers Depot
talk to me nice now.
Said the team trading for Chase Young would only have to take on around 5.
Okay, well, that even makes it better. Now the real question becomes, what do you give up? Is it a player and maybe a 4th? Is it a 2nd or 3rd by itself?
Dotson, Green, and a 5th. We get it done.
If they would take it, I don't think they take in Green. I think throw Green and take Green. Dude. Come on. Why you throwing them in there? The same way you just laughed, right? It's like they watch the same tape. You watch the same tape that I watch. Why you throwing them in there? Yeah, they like, bro, we know what this is. We just try to give us a body. Yeah, Dotson, cool. That's just a body right now. Like, he's got to prove that he can get back into it. But
he could be a starter for the Commanders. I don't think their O-line's anything good, right?
All I'm saying is the same way you smirking, they watch the same tape that you watch. That's all I'm saying. All right, they watch the same tape that you watch. It's not a shot at Kendrick, but to throw him in there like that's going to spice it up a little bit more. Like, oh, you get him and a pick.
Like, that opens up a roster spot for us to pick up Quan after the Young trade.
I see how you work. That's how you cook.
See that?
But I will say this too, though, man. If I wouldn't give up a first for him. I would not do that. I just want to clear that up. The best I would do is a 2nd if I had to do it completely by itself, but I really don't want to do that. That would be absolute worst case. And the only reason I would do that is if TJ or Highsmith went down
mid-season trade.
Right. That would be the only time I would feel like I have to do that because.
Oh yeah, you got to. Yeah. I'm with you. Right. I would even borderline think first at that point. Right. If we're winning, if we're like 5-1 or 5-2,
correct. If one of them went down, then absolutely, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that guy in here. Even though it's a 1-year rental, I would look at it like Baltimore to Roquan Smith. When Baltimore identified that that's what they needed and that's what they wanted, and that was their player, they went and got him mid-season, brought him in, and they ended up paying him after the season because he produced. The big thing is the timing of it. If you do it before you pay Highsmith, it's a great move. Because if Chase does what he's supposed to do, this 1-year rental, you essentially turn that into the guy that you pay. The problem
I don't like the feeling of that.
Right. I don't either, but that's
it's a bad look, I think.
It's a bad look, but it's business. Why are we even talking about Chase Young, right? It's business. Because if we're talking about just the feelings of it, it should never even be a conversation about bringing Chase Young in when you have Alex Highsmith and who's developed in 3rd round and all the storyline. But the business says this guy is a freak. This guy has potential to be a dominant player for the next 10 years because he's only 24 years old, going into his 4th season in the NFL. Former number 2 overall pick. So with that, it's like, yes, we love this player. Yes, this player has a relationship here. But this talent, this production, and the potential with this is so greater right now that's why you have to make that type of decision potentially. But that's why for me, I'm back and forth on it because what message are you sending to the rest of your team?
Yeah, because you mentioned business, like that's business too.
But it's cutthroat.
No, I'm saying that could be bad for business.
That's
because
what I'm saying.
You want to keep the vibes in the locker room, keep the vibes for the guys that you drafted, the guys that are in house. You want to keep that high.
If I'm a 3rd rounder and I done bust my tail like Alex Highsmith and got better each and every year, and I finally have my breakout season, and then instead of you paying me, you bring in Chase Young, and you tell me, hey, you guys are gonna compete for it. You're the starter, Highsmith, but you know Chase ain't sitting on no bench. Chase ain't sitting on nobody's bench. So now we're looking at this thing and it's like there's tension, regardless of how they would work the relationship out, because as professionals, you look on common goal and you agree and you make that the focus. But that would naturally create tension when you know I've done everything and I'm finally supposed to get paid, but I know for a fact you being here is going to keep them from paying me my full worth, or them even potentially paying me because they might be waiting to see what does this look like. Because if I can get this to be what it was supposed to be with a TJ Watt, but because you only done it for realistically your rookie year and now it'll be this 4th year, I ain't even got to pay you all the way. I could get you the little discounted rate, and I got Chase Young, TJ Watt for the next couple of seasons. Like, that's how you look at it potentially, but that's the business. That's very cutthroat.
Now, what I was hearing from him, I got to give him credit too. I think his name was Jeff Hartman.
Yeah.
He said the Highsmith deal is separate from this Chase Young trade. That they think the Highsmith deal is going to happen no matter what.
Because the Chase Young trade is a singular thing, but what I'm speaking on is if Chase is on our roster and he goes out there and gives you anything close to 10 sacks or anything where he looks dominant, who do you think they're going to be wanting to pay after this year? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but if they get the Highsmith deal done this offseason, it's already too late.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So that's what I said, the timing of it. When are you bringing them in? Do you bring them in before, or is that after that deal is done? Because
you can't get the deal done after you trade for him, though.
You can. I just think it complicates it a little bit though, because if I have Chase Young on my roster and I haven't paid Highsmith, well, why am I in a hurry to pay you right now? What's the incentive for me to pay you?
It definitely helps the leverage for the Steelers. There's no doubt about it.
What would be my incentive to pay you if I have Chase Young? You gonna sit out? I could fine you because you're under contract. You're still cheap. You're under your rookie contract. You have to play. And if you don't, and Chase Young goes out there and balls, well, who you think will get that money I was about to give you? Because y'all both would be essentially on a 1-year deal at the same exact time. That's the business stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, when are you bringing him in? If it's before he gets that deal, I do think that it's going to complicate it a little bit.
Naturally.
Yeah.
I get you.
Because it's like, why am I paying you now? I don't have to feel that urgency anymore because I got this guy already here. Whereas as long as he's not here, shoot, we can't be like, hey, man, we're going to go out there with no Highsmith this year. We ain't feeling that all the way. Nah. That'll put us back in a little bit feeling light at that position. But right now, he got leverage. So we'll see, though. It's going to get interesting, though, bro. It's going to get interesting.
I think you just do it. I think the three-man. Oh, dude, I feel like this is the type of move you make. You're trying to win Super Bowls.
This is Super Bowl type of move, though.
It gives you insurance at the edge rusher.
This is elite. This is elite depth because now you're talking about having waves of high-end starter caliber.
Yeah, I just think you do a 3-man rotation between the three.
It's Philly. It's Philadelphia, bro. Philly did a 4-man rotation. Brandon Graham was a 10-sack guy coming off the bench. And he wasn't the first guy off the bench. He was the fourth. He was their fourth rusher, bro.
That could be Golden.
That's what I'm saying. Like, seriously, Golden's already double-digit guy multiple times. Like, having that, man, that's that we just going to whoop you in waves and waves and waves. There is no drop-off. Like, that'd be crazy. But you could do it when you have a quarterback on the rookie deal.
And you mean to tell me Chase Young wouldn't be motivated?
You know he would be. Come on, bro.
Like, I wouldn't even care. Like, bringing him in, I would just feel like it's a 1-year rental. You know what it is, but I feel like it's worth it.
And for him, not only do you get a chance to play for the Steelers, a legendary franchise, but you're also going to get a chance to make a ton of money. If you go out here and ball, whether we pay you or somebody else pays you, you're going to get paid. Number 2 overall pick, you play the sexy position called pass rusher. We know what that is. And it's going to be a ton of eyes on you because the Steelers are going to be winning. They already got the primetime games. We've already talked about our expectations. So if you're a part of that and you're one of those guys, you're going to get paid. So across, I think for Chase,
I think it works for him a lot.
Absolutely. It's a way better organizational situation.
Like, you go to a team, they're going to be expecting you to be the alpha you were your rookie year. You probably feel that way, but I bet you it'd be better for you coming off this injury to be a third. We talked about this with Bud Dupree.
You come here, bro, you're like, them first 6 weeks, man, the expectation is not the same because we have TJ Watt. And we know what TJ's going to do. We got Highsmith still. We know what that's going to do. Chase would just be like all right, now if that does what we think it's capable of, man, this is just an amazing scenario. But you're right. We're not going to be looking at it as we have to have this thing return to form and be the guy. Whereas, like you said, Chase
you're taking a fly.
Yeah, if Chase went to anywhere else, man, or some of these other teams, they're going to look at him like, yo, you're supposed to be a guy now. Like, I know he went to Buffalo. Yeah, we got Vaughn. But it's like, nah, bro, you better be him. You better be in that rotation. Yeah. So it's one of them things, though, bro. But we'll see, though, man, because the way Omar been cooking, man, you never know. You never know.
Could we do both? A little Chase Young and Isaiah Simmons trade here? Weren't those guys both in the same class?
Were they?
I think they were.
Simmons, big athlete. You know, I like Isaiah Simmons, man. Don't play now.
I wonder if... Did you see the video? He did a little press conference with the Cardinals and said he's moving to secondary full time now.
Oh, yeah, I saw the quote. I didn't.
Does that make a trade more likely or less likely?
Man, I think that's just the Cardinals saying we don't know what to do with you. and we're trying whatever right now.
Basically saying our linebackers are set. We don't want you at linebacker anymore.
Yeah, because you're not good enough to
play. And we knew that whenever we looked at their depth chart.
The Cardinals basically said that we don't think you're good enough to play linebacker for us. But because of where we drafted you at, we have to find a way to get you on this field. So instead of just having you compete to be a backup at this position, we're going to move you to a spot where maybe we're a little thinner and maybe you can come up here and tap into some of the potential, because collegially coming out, he played a position in Clemson's defense where it's essentially like a safety nickel. They play in space. Arizona put him inside in the box, but him and Trenton Simpson played the exact same position. They're just very different body types. Trenton's more shorter and small, quicker athlete, whereas Isaiah was just a bigger version of it, but they literally did the exact same job playing in that space apex type role. So for Arizona, they're like, bro, we got to figure out something. So let's throw you out there, see if you can do that. If you can, great. If not, it is what it is, because your value is already down in AZ. For us, we're looking at it differently. We're saying, man, they was using you wrong. We got a lot better players over here. Our D-line is a lot better than what you probably were playing behind in AZ. Come over here, this could work a little bit better because we need an athlete. That's the one piece we've still been missing, and you bring that. And you have great size. The question would be the physicality. Can you do that? Now, I know some people think that he can. Some people are still on the fence on it. That's one of the things for him, though, that he would have to definitely change his game, because
we're not looking for that from him specifically, because we got three guys actually that can do that already.
Very true. But as we've said before, if we're bringing Isaiah Simmons in here, right, early on, you're the third guy. Obvious pass situations. But what we're saying is, if you want to evolve into what you were drafted to be, you got to add that to your game way more consistently. Not saying that he's a soft player, but it's just like he hasn't really been willing to do that consistently. You know, hat in hands, meet you, down there in the box. Yeah. It's just a little different.
And that'd be helping both the Steelers if we did trade for him, and helping himself prolong his career.
Yeah, so that's my thing. I'm like, if in terms of Isaiah Simmons, if he can add that, I think that it works perfectly. But if not, worst case, he's your third linebacker, and he's your coverage guy. And I think that still works as well, man, because he has elite size. That's the part. Like, the size alone, you're like, man, you should be all right. Just walk into it. You be all right. You're not a little guy.
So for me, the two moves I want to see done, the Chase Young trade.
Okay.
And one of these linebacker moves, Reuben Foster, Quanner, Isaiah Simmons trade.
To me,
I'd like where we're at as a defense if those two things happen.
Weird enough, I can see the Isaiah Simmons. I think I see that more likely than the Chase Young, because I feel like outside linebacker, we're still heavy in there. Like, we got one that's already paid, another that's about to get paid. We just brought in another proven guy. We got a lot of edge, even though we're coming off of the opposite almost. What we've been talking about, our depth is a little light. We a little light. Now we're almost like too crowded in that room. Whereas at inside, that's still work. Like, you know what? We could use definitely one of these.
I don't know if it's after you hear the report that the Steelers are interested, it makes you change your mind. Because initially when they said Commanders are open to trading Young, I'm like,
I'm with you. I said the same thing.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed if we traded for Chase Young, but I wasn't excited about it. But then I heard Steelers are interested,
and it perked me up.
Make it happen.
It perked me right on up.
Lock it in.
And I felt guilty. You know why I felt good? Because I know Highsmith. I'm like, bro, I want you to get paid, and I want you to be here and get paid. But I know business, and I'm like, if Chase Young is here before that contract is signed,
this team
bro,
to win.
If he is here before Highsmith signs that contract, I don't see them offering the same type of deal anymore. I don't. Not this year, because there's zero incentive to do it. You can't threaten me now if I got Chase Young here. You can't threaten me with I'm going to sit out.
And I'm with you. I don't like the feel of that. I don't.
It's janky. It is business. It is super
I think
business.
Highsmith has every right to say I'm better than Chase Young at this point.
And he should be pissed off about it, too. The fact that they're even talking about it, he should be pissed off. Mm-hmm. But professional. You don't have to go out there and, voice it and verbalize it and all that, but they know. They definitely know, and rightfully so. They knew that this would come from that if they let that interest get out there. So it's a part of the business.
Maybe that's the conspiracy now.
But it's a part of the business.
They purposely leaked that they were interested in Chase Young, but they're not actually interested. But they wanted to light a fire under Highsmith's ass.
But it's a negotiation tactic as well. Why?
That's the conspiracy side.
But think. How do you think these details get out? Just be real. How do you think they get out? They get leaked, bro. And we know who's the one leaking them. If only me and you were in this meeting, right? How did that reporter get that info? If only me and you was on the phone, how did he find out about that? So some of it is designed to get out there. We ain't tripping on it. I mean, we just talk about, we react to that content. But when I think of if we in a negotiation and I'm trying to get you for maybe a couple M's less, and you're like, nah, man, I know how nice I am. I know what I deserve. And I just leak out, well, still really interested in Chase Young, man. Just tell me that shit is Chase Young.
What if this would be like straight out of a movie scene?
Seriously.
Let's say it's Omar Cohen and Highsmith in the room, and Omar gives his deal to Highsmith, and Highsmith's like, I don't know if I'm really liking this.
It's a little light.
Yeah, we need a little bit more. Then Omar's like, well, I have Washington's number on speed dial.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
How light is it right now?
and I don't want to do this. I'm not going to do this, but I'm sure if I put a poll up and I said, which player would you rather have? Chase Young or Alex Highsmith for 2023? It'll get interesting, bro. I think it'll be interesting.
As the edge rusher, too?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because money-wise...
I'd stick with Highsmith. I think it'd be close, though. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be like 50-50.
Because if both are healthy, which we're assuming with Chase because of it being over a year removed now, that everything should be good with him. So if both players are healthy in 2023, you taking Highsmith or you taking Chase Young? Like, I think of that, and I'm just like, I don't have a 100% answer right now. Like, where I just feel confident above reproach where you can't talk me out of it. I don't feel like that. Like, it's times with TJ Watt where you're like, yo, could you ever see a scenario with no TJ Watt? I'm like, absolutely not. Like, he's on my roster 100% in 2023. But when you talk this Highsmith and Chase Young, I'm like, I could talk myself into it or out of it because of how talented and of who Chase Young is. But at the same time, we've seen Highsmith's production.
Yeah. Chase Young leading 14.5 sacks.
Yeah. That's the problem. Yeah. So I'm just like, man.
Or has stayed healthy or just been as consistent as Highsmith.
That's the difference.
Been out on the field.
That's the difference, man. But for me, weirdly enough, because
people want to see it.
Oh Lord, they calling for it, man.
Yep.
Oh man.
I'm saying it goes in Highsmith's favor, like 60-70%.
Okay, I like that.
That's my prediction.
I like that. All right. So you're saying 60 or 70% Highsmith. I'm gonna say 50. I'll say he's 55% Highsmith.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to get ready to put this poll in. Y'all give me 1 second.
There was a couple of good comments here. Some of them had to do with trade packages. Hold on, let me try to find them. John Doe says, rather get an inside linebacker. Now, I think with our cap space, we could
do both.
I think we could do both. Now, things would start to get a little tight, but...
All right, so who would you rather have in 2023? Chase Young or Alex Highsmith? All right, and hello, time for the poll. It's inserted, baby. It's in there. It is in there.
Man, I can't find this. Some of you guys had good little like trade requests here, and I can't find them. I'm trying to scroll back up. I apologize. Mess this up.
That poll is in though, baby. So we're gonna see, man.
Oh, here we go.
We shall see.
Give your reaction. Who then? I'm not reading this.
Oh Lord.
He says, trade Dotson and a 6th for Chase.
That package could work though, realistically. Like if you're putting Dotson in there, I feel like the draft pick doesn't have to be as high because Dotson is actually a proven good player. Whereas when you throw Kendrick Green in there, like how Deke be trying to just throw him in there like he a little appetizer. Like, hey man,
I gave a better pick. I think
you want a little Kendrick?
I think I gave a 4th.
Take a little Kendrick on the
4th
side.
Kendrick Green and Dotson.
You want some Kendrick? Have a little extra Kendrick. Like man, I don't think they really going for that though, bro. Oh, and I just caught that Holden's name. I see why you. I appreciate that, Deke, from the heart, bro. Thank you for not reading that out there, man. Yeah.
That wasn't even. I actually caught on probably 30 seconds after I even said it. I just didn't want to read it because it looked like too confusing of a name. To be honest with you.
Yeah. I was
just like, I don't know how to grammatically say this.
Yeah,
but then I realized
as soon as I read it, man.
I realized that 30 seconds after I was like, oh, he was doing a funny play on words there.
Yeah.
It just looked too confusing for me. All right. What's this looking like right now? Let me get my answer.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now we're 63% Highsmith, 37% Chase. 99 people have voted. It's only been in for a minute though.
Now, what do you think of this? Jonathan Stevens says Young also does not fit in our 3-4 scheme.
Nah, see, I don't feel like that.
I think he'd be perfect.
Yeah,
actually.
People want to put him in the box of, well, he's a 4-3 edge. I mean, he's a 4-3 DN because he played 4-3 DN in Washington. Chase Young is a outside linebacker edge rusher. He could play 4-3, or you can stand him up and he could play on 2 feet and still be just as fine. In fact, there's tapes of or plays from his rookie season where he did stand up and you can see the dominance. You can go back to his tape at Ohio State. He had times where he would stand up. Chase Young is very athletic. Chase Young is a dominant player. I don't like him going backwards, but he's one of those players where you don't want him going backwards unless you absolutely have to. And in our defense, that's the one thing that he would be challenged with a little bit, but you can live with him dropping in your cover 3 when you're just talking about him buzzing under number 1. That's some of the challenging stuff, right? As an outside linebacker, difference between 4-3 edge versus 3-4 outside linebacker is the dropping part. So when you have to go into that coverage, can you buzz, which is literally running on an angle, 5 yards, a 5-yard angle outside the numbers? All right, can you do it at 10? Can you do it at you're never gonna have to do 15 realistically, because if it's that deep of a pass, you rushing the passer anyways, man. And you keep him out of man. Treat it almost like when we have James Harrison here. When Debo was here, man, me and Debo would be out there. Debo wasn't gonna do all the coverage stuff.
Chase Young's taller, so that could mess up the quarterback a little bit more when he's out in coverage.
Right, but for Debo, it was like, man, we're gonna call certain coverages when he's on that field, especially later on for him. It was like, we're not gonna put him in positions where he's gonna be asked to do too much of one thing. But you also look at the style of defense that we play now. What do we run a lot of? Tampa 2, cover 1, and we blitz. But we really don't even have to blitz as often when TJ is healthy because of the pressure that we create with the front 4. So for Chase, he's not going to be put in a ton of compromising positions in our defense. But he's athletic enough to do what we're going to ask him. The big thing would just be keeping him out of some of those man concepts because of how big he is. But we've already done that, like I said, with a guy like James Harrison. We've seen that even with a guy like Lamar Woodley. You don't think Chase Young could do some of those things that we saw Lamar Woodley doing? Like, not taking it like Wood,
he's
like shout out to Wood, but he's more
people.
athletic than him. Like that's basically what I'm saying. Like, and Wood's a heck of a player. Chase can do those same things, man, but he just looked like the predator out there. That's all, man. But nah, I like him though, man. I like him a lot.
We're at 65% for high.
I see it, man. I was like, man, look, can we get it to 70? Let's see, man. But it's been interesting though, man. Can Highsmith play middle linebacker when Young gets on the field? No, so Simon Vondell, what you do is you treat it like when you would see those like 3 rover or the rover defense that we would run, right? But treat it, instead of keeping 2 interior D linemen on the field, you just keep Cam as the only true down D lineman. Line him over the nose. You got TJ on one side, Young on the other side, and Alex being that rover guy that's walking around the interior picking if he wants to rush on a guard or if he wants to drop into coverage. Yeah, I think you do it like that. The same way we talk 3 safeties, you just create a 3 rush package. Because all 3 of them dudes, or if Highsmith wasn't on the roster and it was Marcus Golden, all right, cool, well then it's Marcus in that role. But whoever it is, like, that's what I would do to just have all 3 of them out there plus Cam. That gives me all of my best pass rushers on the field at the same time.
Yeah. Hannibal 090 says, yeah, I mean, I get he's a bright, shiny new toy, but we should respect the work Highsmith has done,
That's
my
my thing, man. That is definitely my thing. All right, so I got a question for you, man. Not to change the not change the topic. It is a question, though, about the next subject, right? So, usually on Wednesday at 5 o'clock, TG, Terence Garvin, is with us. Today, my dog is traveling, okay? He's at the airport. You know he was supposed to have a flight, and of course, his flight was not on time. So he just texted me because initially he was not going to be on the show, right? Found out about like an hour ago he wasn't going to make it. He just hit me and says, bro, I could do the show right now if you want me to, man. I'm available. Or we could still roll with tomorrow. So I was going to put it in your hands, Deke. I didn't want this pressure on me, Deke. I was going to say, you know what, let's just roll. Let's just stick with tomorrow, man. We already got a plan. Let's just... And I don't know what the airport situation is going to look like for you, bro. You know how you know it's TG, bro. You know how TG rolls, bro. So I was going to roll with that. But I said, no, because if you down for some janky activities, you know I'm always down for the get down. So I was going to put it on you, Deke. All right. What you want to do? You want to play the airport game? Or you want to just say, hey, man, let's do it tomorrow?
I'm definitely fine with having TG on. I think you asked the wrong guy. Yeah, it doesn't bother me one way or another.
And of course,
I was gonna say leave it up to the chat. I don't know if that was gonna be.
Let's
see
what the chat says, man. Let's see what the chat says.
Try to figure it out.
Let's see what the chat says.
We putting up for votes?
No, because they tapping in right now. They just put it in the comment section. TG, I see tomorrow, today. TG right now. All right. Let's see. We can see what they say, man.
Looks 50-50.
I know.
As we speak.
I'm like, come on, man. I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right, Country Malik said today. Stan Clay said both. Both on. TG. All right, Sylvia Bear says today.
7 rings, both.
All right.
Yeah, I think people want them.
All right, let's do it then.
Yeah, a lot of boths or just today.
All right, so with that being the case, then I'm gonna get the setup rolling because I was definitely not prepared for my partner though. But we're gonna make a little time then.
All right, while you're doing that, I'll go back and read some of the supers then. Fish Momentum. This is way back. He says, "What's good, guys? I'm off work." Oh yeah, Chase Young, and then his next one. How much y'all bet on the after brawl with Floyd?
Hey, bruh, Jocelyn Hernandez, what he was going his hand. But she got charged too, though, man. Hey, you got your headphones on you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I think they're in my backpack.
All right.
I can get up and go get them.
Oh, yeah. Your backpack is over here.
Yeah. I do have them.
Deke, you know that's my only issue, bro. I'm confident in you going to get it. I looked at that court and I said, Deke, go pull the whole setup down, bro. I was just like, yo, please, Deke, please just. If you feeling like you can do this without pulling on, otherwise, I'm gonna give you these big headphones. I'm just like, oh, all right, here we go, ladies. This is the first time in show history that Deke has gotten up during the stream, man. During the stream to get his headphones. Only TG could get this out of us, man. We usually really buttoned up too. Deke, we've been doing this for how long? You ain't never got up out that chair while the show been going. You done fell out the chair before, but you ain't never just stood up and walked about the chair like that, man. Today is a day, man. Today is a day. Oh, like I said, it's the TG effect, bro.
Fish Momentum says, first Father's Day without Jack Myers Jr. Hearts up.
Nah, no, that's tough, man. Definitely thinking about you, man. Definitely thinking about you.
Fish Momentum also says, Ambition Live 4th of July, Mount Lebanon Park.
Hey, let's get it, baby. Let's get it.
Steeler Nation on Fire says Steelers need to have double tight ends fade with Darnell Washington and Pat when getting close to the end zone.
No, trust me, they will, though. And that's one of them things, man, why I was so excited about bringing Darnell in and wanting that 2 tight end setup, because as a linebacker, man, I can tell you early on in my career, that's one of the things New England would do. They get you in the red zone and they get you in base defense because they play with the 2 or 3 tight ends, but then they give you real routes, fade balls, slants, jump balls, and things like that, where traditionally linebackers aren't very accustomed to having to defend that. But with those type of guys, you get that matchup, man. So I do like that a lot, man. And like I said, man, I do feel like that will be happening for us. So yes. So he texted me right now. I said, man, make sure you find you a nice little quiet spot. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna text you in like a minute. So I was like, all right, that gives me time. Let me get everything activated and all that good stuff over here.
Okay. Fish Momentum says Ambition Live at Craft House.
Shout out to Craft House. Shout out to Craft House. All right.
AJ Martinez says, God bless all in the chat. I love and respect all of you. Much love and respect to our gracious hosts, Moats and Deke.
Hey,
May God bless you and your families. I've not forgotten about the greatest chat and podcast ever. I've just been resting.
Nah, man. Respect you, man. We always appreciate you and hope all is well in your neck of the woods, baby.
We also got the Itchy Pew joining the upper room. Welcome.
I'm sorry. Yes. Welcome to The upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's the name for me, bro. You know how that. Yeah. But shout out to the name, though, bro. Shout out to the name.
Tito Whitaker, good vibes to my Steeler fam. Here we go.
Hey, let's get it, man. Always good vibes over here, man.
Push momentum, Southern Tier live with ambition and TG. Question mark. Hashtag Big Ben.
Hey, man, make it. Be a little party now. I'm trying to think.
Would be iconic.
That would low key would, bro.
AJ Martinez is struggling with health a bit, but always looking up. I wish I could hug each and every one of you. Have a great show, all. I will watch the replay later to help me relax. Love you all. Peace out. Let's go. Steelers #1.
Nah, man. Salute you, man. And definitely hope, man, that your health gets to where it needs to be, man, and keeps it smooth for you, man. We definitely thinking about you, though, man. Keep being great and a rock star at life like you always are, too, AJ.
Tito Whitaker gifted a Moats membership to Jay Flynn.
Tito Whitaker, shout out to you for being a rock star. And Jay Flynn, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Let's go, UW. So I guess I'm in the minority here, but we don't really need Chase Young unless he's going to transition to defensive tackle. He'd be excess goods and an expensive one-year rental.
If you look at it from that perspective, sure. But if you look at it from the perspective that you're going to get a generational talent who athletically is, far and away better than TJ Watt, and you potentially get what that can develop into, I don't think any of us would be hollering about the price of it because of what it could potentially be. But the problem is we haven't seen it live up to that just yet because of the injuries. But the big reason why everybody has that feeling and everybody knows it's exciting and everybody knows it's going to cost is because we all know how talented it really is. It just hasn't been healthy. So that's part of the debate, right? When you determine if you want a guy or not, you got to play that game of, well, why do I want him or why should I not want him? So I get it. I do. And the money part can be very legitimate. But when you talk about that talent, nobody complains about how much money TJ Watt gets paid because of how productive TJ Watt is. And Chase has that type of production, that type of potential, and that's one of the things we're going to see, potentially wherever he ends up at this year, whether that's in Washington or somewhere else. The closer he starts getting to that, that's when everybody's going to remember. And then be like, oh, yeah, I remember why he was the number 2 overall selection. But right now, you get an opportunity to potentially buy it while the stock is a little bit down on it. So that's the game that you're playing also, as the Steelers or any of these other teams that are inquiring about him, you're trying to get it while that stock is down, because once it comes back and it shows what it's capable of fully, then this conversation goes out the window because now it's going to be extremely expensive. But right now it's technically not. So that's kind of the thought process with it though.
Kenneth Moses, did you see Troy make B-Mac and Pat P cry?
No, I did. I did hear B-Mac telling it was a letter that Troy had wrote to B-Mac, and apparently like B-Mac was reading it off to him, man, and just talking about like what it meant to him and stuff like that. He said he's like still uses it or something. So I actually didn't see the clip, but I did like read some of the highlights from it. But all right, TG said he is in a quiet location and is prepared for us to call him. So here we go. Let's see what my partner them on today, man. Deke, you never know what to expect with TG, bro. Oh, man.
Styled as the cold party.
Oh, all right. Hold on. Let me turn that down a little bit. Da-da-da.
Hello.
Yeah, let me turn you down some. Hold on. I gotta turn you down some real quick. You're a little loud. Can you hear me, baby? Can you hear me? Oh no, you good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, all righty then. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Pittsburgh Steelers alum, West Virginia Mountaineer alum, almost heaven, but more importantly, he's my locker mate.
Almost heaven.
Shout out to TG, a.k.a. Terence Garvin, the traveler man. Man, so you go from, I'm not going to be able to pull up today, all right, because I'm traveling, to 10 minutes before the show, or 10 minutes before 5 o'clock. All right, baby, I'm ready to go.
What time that 5 o'clock meeting start?
What time that 5 o'clock meeting start? I say, bruh. But anywho, how's traveling going, man?
It's going. It's a process. You know.
I can dig it. I can dig it, man.
Process.
I can dig it, bro. I can dig it. Well,
getting there though.
Well, I'm glad that you actually were able to join this convo because we were in the middle of talking about Chase Young. Now, me and you were talking about him a little bit with locker mates, but now we get a chance to have Deke in this thing and, you know, hearing his perspective a little bit. And
that's yeah, I'm listening.
Oh, okay. I was saying who was talking to me. I was like, he's talking to me. I'm talking to you. But now we need to know from you. All right. We talking Chase Young. We talking Alex Highsmith. We've brought up Isaiah Simmons. How strongly do you feel about any of those three dudes, man, in terms of them being on the roster in 2023, the impact that any of those three guys has in terms of bringing us closer to winning a Lombardi? Like, which of those three do you say, man, this is the guy? If we have him, our chances are legitimate.
I mean, you know, I love Isaiah Simmons. You know, I'm an Isaiah Simmons guy. I love Isaiah Simmons personally. That's that athletic linebacker. That's that can move around guy, blitz guy, cover your best tight end guy. I think for what you're trying to do personally, I think Isaiah Simmons is that guy. I think that's that girlfriend you've been looking for the last couple of years. Like, that's that. That's that athletic inside linebacker that can move around. You can blitz it. You can do all types of stuff with it, and it can help.
Hey, so I brought this up, you know, what was it, 5-10 minutes ago with Simmons. I don't know if you saw this. He did a little press conference with the Cardinals and basically said, hey, I'm getting moved to the secondary. I'm not playing linebacker anymore.
He said he a DB now, man.
Do you think that helps his case to get traded more, or do you think he's going to be staying put with the Cardinals?
I mean, I think you plan to have him. You know, I think the Cardinals are planning, like, to use him because they're going to trade Buddha in a minute, aren't they?
They trying that's gonna go down. Yeah. It's the contract for him, though. That's the only, you know, finding somebody that's going to be willing to pay or take on what he costs.
So I think you plan to have him. It's just a matter if you have him or not, you know? Like, you plan to have him. So it's kind of like, all right, well, this linebacker's not working up here for us. They just drafted a linebacker in the first round the year after they drafted him. Yeah. And then, like
they brought in White from the Eagles,
too.
Yeah,
Kazir White. Then because Zaven was the following year. It was Simmons first, then Zaven Collins.
They drafted Ojulari this year.
Yeah,
some people are saying he could move the inside a little. I know he was more edge at LSU, but
I mean the Cardinals are like they're kind of built collegey. Like they like a lot of tweeners. Like they like those, you know, they like the Isaiahs, they like the Kazir Whites, they like those total tweeners, and they just figure they'll figure it out, you know.
And I can dig
that. But I think he'd be a real good Steeler. I think his negative was physicality is physicality, you know. I think he comes to a culture where physicality is in such high demand that you got to be physical, you know. And I think the culture here would be good for him. I had an interesting thought, though. What do you think? If Chase come here, because I know the whole thing is like, you know, like Highsmith on the other side and all, it's all good. What if Chase kicked into like a 4-eye? You think he's big enough to do that?
He's definitely big enough to do that. I just think that it kind of minimizes how nice he is. You feel me? Like he has potential to be an elite outside, an elite edge. I think he could be a really good 4-eye. I just think that's gonna be a bigger fight for him because now he's not punching down on them dudes. He punching at an equal or slightly bigger body. You know what I mean? Whereas if he's faster than right, he's faster than and he has the length as well. But that's why I think that's more of like a secondary thing that you can moonlight him in. But it's kind of like when we look at Cam Hayward and we say, can Cam play the 7 technique in nickel versus the run? Absolutely. Can Cam occasionally beat a tackle in a pass rush? Absolutely. But is Cam going to be dominant like how he is as a 3 technique? Not playing outside. And that's kind of how I look at Chase. Like, Chase is still going to be good as a 4. He will still make plays and give us good production, but he's not going to have the same level because those different animals you're dealing with, when you get inside, you don't have that space.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Maybe you just do it a few times or something in a game.
Yeah, you could definitely get away with it though. Like,
just so you could have the most talent on the field as you can.
And then, I mean, I'm sure if he came here, that would be a nice little package. Like, because I think the whole thing is like he wouldn't just be taking snaps away. Like they would find ways to get all them on the field. You know
they'd have a package where you're gonna see Chase Young, Highsmith, TJ, and Cam out there, and they on some exotic walking around, blitzing, rushing, dropping. Like they would do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So it's like it would still be all good, but I personally think out of all that, I think Isaiah would be just ideal. You know. I think that's that piece you've been looking for. That stays that run hit.
Who do you think costs more, though, in terms of acquiring them? Because both of these dudes are high pedigree guys. At least with Chase, he's further removed. Isaiah, we talking about this is, what, third year now? Going into year 3?
4.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they both same draft. Going into year 4 for both of them.
I still think you get them for steals, though. You know, like third rounders.
Oh yeah, they both value is down. I just think that Chase, because of the position he plays, that floor for his stock being down is just naturally higher than Simmons because of him playing off ball inside linebacker. I think when we talk about steals, that to me is like one of the ones where I could really feel like I'm getting a steal. Whereas for Chase, I'm like, that's still gonna cost me something. Like I'm gonna have to give up something legitimate to get that.
I think Chase still was rookie of the year. That's still Chase Young. Like that's still
right. That's, you know what it is. Yeah.
I think you just make both deals and call it a day.
Oh, hey now.
Give up like
hey now
4th, 5th, and 6th next year and throw in Dotson. Then you have Isaiah Simmons and Chase Young on your defense.
The Cardinals are looking for a receiver, though. They have been trying to find one.
Don't you start this. Do not start that. Do not start that. I do not want to hear that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Deontay is going to be wearing black and gold 18
good on the
this
offense
season,
with our
man.
weapons.
Stop. No, but so the question we asked the poll or the question we asked the chat was, if you had to decide in 2023, which guy would you rather have? Not saying that you can't have both, because you would in a sense. But if you had to truly decide between the two guys, Chase Young or Alex Highsmith, if both guys are healthy, who would be the one guy that you would rather have?
That's crazy. That's like wrong to ask.
Yeah,
you know?
No, it ain't. No, it is not. It's legit. We got a poll going in right now. 250 people have voted on it. 66% have linked one way. We're not going to tell you who until you say your answer, and then I tell you the answer. I don't want to influence you one way or the other.
I mean, you go with the known.
Okay.
Unknown.
But is it really unknown? Is it really unknown? That's the real question.
But it's not known though. You know, like I think the right way.
Is it not known to the casual fan, or is it not known to people that are watching it? Because I think if you're watching it, you know exactly what it is. It just hasn't been healthy. I think if you just kind of, read the press clippings and the highlights on occasion, you look at it and say, man, numbers low. I don't know. But,
I mean, me personally, I would go Chase. Like, Chase is one of those. Like, that's Chase. Like, that's not.
All right. I'm like, bro, who we talking about here, like, man?
I'm with you. But it's kind of like, what you get. I don't want you to feel like, those are both really good players.
They are, bro. They are.
Chase has the ability to be like on dare I say it, like TJ-ish level, like really change the whole dynamic of the game. Like, like Chase can ruin your game. Like, and you can have to fly the running back and chip it, and then
and he's still gonna get home.
Yeah. Like Chase can give you a long day on that edge. Like, that's still Chase. Like, remember Ohio State? Remember that's still Chase.
Come on now, bruh.
But I don't know. I would go Chase Young. Personally, I'd go with Chase. It's Chase. I'm with you. It's a Maryland guy too. You know I like that.
For sure.
A Maryland guy.
I like it then. I like it. All right. Well, actually, Deke, we didn't even get a chance to holler about this, man. But TG, I did want to just come back to you, and we were talking about this a little bit yesterday. I know you was thinking it was trouble in paradise up in Buffalo. I don't know if you saw the reports. Diggs did show up today, so there is no longer trouble in paradise. Okay, I just want to talk about that too. I just want to let you know that. No, because I know Deke been seeing the reports. Deke been seeing the reports, and Deke thought something was good going on. He thought he was gonna come in here today on some. What's going on in Buffalo, man? What's going on with 716? He ain't said nothing all day, TG. I said, Diggs, they pulled up on it. Now just silence the noise. All is good in the hood, man. All is good in the hood.
I think we knew he was coming, though. You knew he was coming today. Like,
hey.
Enough's enough.
Come on, man. I mean? All is good now. All is good. Just want to throw that out there.
It was real loud. It was a lot of drama. Go ahead and pull up to work, man, and just do what you got to figure it out later.
TG, you think Josh Allen's celebrity girlfriend affects him at all this year?
Hey, yo, chill out.
No. Little more noise this season, you know?
I'm not even hip.
Who even is it? Yeah, I don't know either.
She's an actress.
Is she a singer?
She's a little actress. I don't know a lot about her. I don't follow the gossip pages like that. All right, guys. But yes, he does have a new little interest. But she is a zero distraction to him. He is focused on one thing and one thing only, and that is just being, an average quarterback, because nobody expects anything out of Josh Allen. And he has the Madden curse.
Josh Allen is Charles Barkley.
No. Charles Barkley is too good. He's not Charles Barkley. Like I said, man, he is like a Patrick Beverly. He's Patrick Beverly. He talks. He plays hard, but he's Patrick Beverly. I got you, man. I'm with it.
He's like our Charles Barkley, man. He's a superstar. He's a Hall of Famer. He's gonna be all that, but he's not gonna be a Super Bowl champ.
I don't know. I actually don't know. I just want to throw that out there, though. But since he did show up today, y'all can all just chill out on that. Everything is good. That's how I just wanted to reiterate that fact.
You know what time of year it is. It's the time of year where we don't have nothing to do, nothing to talk about.
Oh, this the dog days right here, baby. Absolutely.
Yeah. This the dudes get in trouble time of year. This why is he doing that? This that time of year.
No, facts.
So it's like they just need something to talk about. They had a little bit of drama, I guess. That is a lot though that he just left though. Don't minimize it. That's
Lord.
not.
Here you
that's not normal.
Don't.
Yeah, that stems back to the end of last
AB
season.
would have did that, it would have been on every headline in the movie.
TJ was absent today. It was
there
excused.
Might be some lingering resentment going on.
TJ was an excused absence. Coach T even said it. All right. So yeah. So maybe.
But I think that's different though. This wasn't excused. This was drama. I think it's a little different.
The only people that created the drama was the media. They were the only ones that made it a big deal. Josh spoke very highly of him. Okay.
But you
see the Bills. You see the Bills' IG account. They over here. It's the Stephon Diggs takeover today. All right.
Of course it is.
Come on, man. Everything good up there, bro. Why you tripping? Everything good, man. Everything's good.
Of course it is. He got to smile and do all the stuff right. Today's that it's all good in the hood,
But my thing is this though, right? In all seriousness.
Yeah.
It's not about money because clearly contract is taken care of. He's nice. He got the quarterback. It can't be nothing that big, baby. That's all I'm saying, man. I think it's just blown out of proportion.
But to me, that's kind of why I'm the fact that he left, it's well, what's that? Because it's nothing to do with money. It's not a money thing.
Who would he be mad at? Is it the coach or is it Josh Allen?
Coordinator.
Okay.
Yeah. Dorsey's just different. It's not you got to think of it like this, right? Brian Dable was the guy. Brian Dable, Diggs, when he first got there, that's when it really took off for him. He's accustomed to that style. Dorsey had the Bills offense still elite, still ranked in the tops of everything. Josh still had a crazy year and all this other stuff. But the style was different for Diggs. So when you talk his role, his usage, his design plays and stuff, it just felt different. He still got his numbers, but you look at the numbers look different than what it used to be.
But it's what are we and we don't know the drama, but it's what are we mad at? What are we
would you want more targets? We can't get you that if you're not here though. Yeah.
But if you don't get that in June,
right, that's a season thing. I'm with you. But I think you send the message now, though. You send the message now, though.
I don't think that's what the team needs. They need to run the ball.
I'm with you.
That's the funny part of it.
But that's why this made it so crazy, because it's no, this year, that is the mantra. We want to run the ball. You drafted O-line. You got an extra running back. We're running the ball downhill. You got to tighten this thing big boy ball.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. But you got an athletic tight end, though. It's not
you're athletic. Come on now. Yeah, you got to have some of that. Come on, man. It's a passing league. It's basketball on grass. You know how we doing it.
Yeah, you know it's basketball on grass. Yeah. That's an athlete tight end. That's not a bruiser. Yeah. You know, they could have got that boy from Notre Dame, and they didn't want to get him. He was the bruiser.
Yeah, you talking about May? Yeah, Mayer. Yeah, he was straight.
That was the bruiser. This was the athlete of it. So it's kind of like, I'm with you, but they're still gonna throw the ball.
No,
I think he wants the
designs better for him. Instead of it just throwing it deep for the sake of throwing it deep, like draw up some schematic stuff for him where it's more natural. And I think that's one of the things that you can have a fair critique on. I mean, that's part of Dorsey right now in terms of just him improving with some of his run stuff. You got to be a little bit more creative. You got to think this through a little bit more. But it was his first year, and that's the other part.
But it's June, too. Yeah. Like, it's June. We're talking about in June we beefing, like, that's the only thing I said is a little bit you're like that is a little alarming. Like it's June, you know.
If AB would have done this, nobody would be tripping. That's all I'm saying.
If AB would have done this, it would have been on every headline.
AB in Pittsburgh, he wasn't radioactive then. He was just AB. It was all good. AB could have missed the day and nobody would have tripped like that. He would have came back with the $1 million smile and would have been like, all right, it's all good. What made it hot was McDermott. What made it hot was what McDermott said. When McDermott said, I'm very concerned, that's what made the block hot. If he never says that, bro, nobody's tripping. It was just terrible use of word. He should have used the Tomlinism. I'm only talking about the guys that are here. Or you know,
I don't talk about the guys that are around.
I want willing participants. I don't want to talk about the hostages. Like, he should have gave me that. If he would have gave us that, it would have been fine. But he said the whole, you know, yeah, I'm very concerned. So it just pushed the panic button.
I can give you that. I'm with you with that.
Yeah, but it's a big overreaction though, man. Bills still, you got to deal with them. You know that. They still taking over the AFC East, man. We'll see them AFC Championship game. That's when we'll see them.
I don't care who we go up against.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah, whoever it is. I mean, we just gotta go through them to get the Super Bowl. That's all it is.
You know what time it is, man.
I don't know who you're talking about.
You know what time it is.
That's my problem. I don't know what team exactly you're talking about.
Bro? I'm saying we winning it all this year. I feel great. What you mean? Us.
That's what I'm wondering.
We win it all. What you mean? Why y'all playing like y'all confused, man? I'm talking about us. I'm talking about the squad. You know the game. You know how we get down. We finna win it. This our year. It's time.
You know, I told you, I think everything leads to New York this year, personally.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, that might be what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
New York.
I'm with you 100%. New York. Mm-hmm.
I think all roads lead to New York.
Yeah.
You're saying the wrong things right now, TG, because Moats views New York as Buffalo because the New York team's actually playing New Jersey.
He talking about New Jersey. He talking about New Jersey. I'm talking about New York. I'm with you on New York. I'm 100% you. Hey, it goes through New York. All right. We done been through New York. We don't want up in New York before. We ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? But we going to New York. Life. We'll be in New York. We'll be in New York.
I already specified.
MetLife, New York, to be exact.
All right. Now I can dig that though, man. So dudes are finishing up minicamp, man. And I just want to say, go ahead. What you got, man? What you got? I'm just
like, you know, it's that time of year where it's just like I said, there's nothing to do. So it's like, I just once again, like in thinking about it, it's a little bit deeper than it looked like if a person do kind of get bothered this time of year. Like, even though we minimize it, like that is like that's like a red flag that you don't see it till you see it.
Why you want to do that? Why?
I just think that's one of them.
Everything seems aligned here in Pittsburgh.
Why do you want to try?
Everything seems to be smooth sailing here.
Yeah, I think that's one of them things.
All ducks in a row in the 4-1-2.
Why y'all want to be like that? Like, that's crazy. Y'all really just digging into, y'all really trying to make this a story.
I didn't even bring it up again.
It's nothing there, man. Why y'all trying to make it? It's
nothing
there.
TG might have a point.
It's nothing there. Okay.
I'm gonna ignore. Keep your eye on that. Keep your eye on that.
Why are you trying to bring that perspective into this convo, TG? Like, TG, nah, we ain't talking like that today, man. We don't want that type of context. We're looking at this as glass half full. Everything is good. He returned. All right, that's context right there. That's context that we're not trying to hear. I don't want to hear that context. I'm good on that context. Yeah, because like you said, this is definitely the happiest time of year for all football players, bro. You should not be having any reason to be upset this time of year, bro.
What's the problem right now?
And you literally 2 days from your last work day. You're not gonna see me until July 26th, bro. What we talking about, bro? Serious?
What's the problem right
now? You're not even taking reps. Diggs ain't taking no reps like that this time of year. Come on. I do feel what you're saying. I do.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm ignoring it, because I don't want to hear that, because it makes a little bit of sense and I don't like that part. So, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a Band-Aid on a wound. That's definitely something to pay attention to. Like, don't look too far from now.
Nah, respect, man. But no, man, what I was saying is this, though. For us, man, mini camps, wrapping up tomorrow. So far, so good, man, in terms of all the reports that we have heard, though, right? Dudes that we wanted to get better got better. No major injuries either, right? That's the best that I could think of, man. So definitely want to knock on wood for that, man. But I did want to just say, man, that's a vibe for us, man, because in order for this team to be where they need to be, man, we've heard multiple people talk about this time of year, man, in terms of just putting foundation and laying that groundwork. And I kind of want to get your thoughts on this too, TG, man. Just the fact that we've had all of our dudes there doing what they're supposed to do, man, and just getting better. Like, what does that mean, man, when you see something like that, bro?
I think that's encouraging. You know, I think the main thing about OTAs is just, you know, like getting the rust off, you know, throwing, catching, getting the basics down, bending your knees, running, everybody getting out of there healthy. That to me is probably the biggest of what you're saying, is like knowing how to practice like a pro, getting out of there healthy, everything all good. And it's kind of like, so, you know, OTAs is just setting yourself up for Latrobe.
No, we talk facts.
Yeah. It's just setting yourself up, getting yourself ready for Latrobe.
Nah, I like it then, bro.
Oh, you know what I wanted to bring up, actually?
Uh-oh.
This will be good, because I know you guys we all like Mark Robinson. Did you see the Terrell Austin comments?
I did not know.
Where he said, you know, I'm liking everything I'm seeing from Mark Robinson. He's just got to learn more. I forget exactly how he phrased the whole thing, but yeah, it started off very positive, right? Mm-hmm. We're liking what we're seeing from Mark Robinson. But then at the end, he said, yeah, and then the hope is maybe by 2024 he can compete for a starting spot.
Yikes. So,
I don't like that. Yeah, I feel like Robinson, depending on how this inside linebacker room looks, like he's going to have a chance this year. I don't know why he said it like that. You think it was more for just motivation? Because midway, I wouldn't be surprised week 8, Mark Robinson's a starting inside linebacker.
Mark Robinson was getting reps like that at the end of last year.
Yeah.
TG, you think he's a year away, bro?
No, I like Mark Robinson a lot. I think he's a dog. I think he plays hard. He's like a Vince. I think what he's saying. But they're not going to label him like a chance to. So Cole Holcomb's going to be technically the day one starter and the boy from Miami. Like, yeah, those are the on paper. These is we brought this in to start per se. You know, so it's kind of like, I think that's a motivational speech. But I think he's one of them dudes like, just keep your head down. I think he's the guy. Like, I like Mark Robinson.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Robinson beat out Roberts this preseason in training camp. Like, if he just absolutely balled out.
I just don't think that they're gonna let him beat him out in training camp because they gave him a little bit of money.
Sure.
And I think that part
you could see a week 4 or 5 like switch.
Right. You start seeing him rotate. Okay. They rotate. No, it's series by series. Oh, every 2 series. Oh, he has a package, and then from there it expands, man. But to me,
I think right now you're trying to get a package.
Yeah.
I think they say big words in there. You got to listen. Like, he just got to know what he's doing. Like, it's kind of like, all right, I don't all the way trust it yet. Yeah. You know? Like, so it's like, I think that's been his mark the whole time. Like, he can run, he can hit, he play hard, he blitz, he plays extremely hard. You know? He's physical enough. It's just him doing his job, like, consistently doing his job. It sounds like that's kind of his thing. Like, he's still a young guy. He might bust.
Are you 3 plays right, 1 plays wrong, 2 plays right? What you know what that is like, TG? Yeah, that's tough.
And especially
that's tough. Yeah,
especially like he's not coming in here as per se the guy to where he has room to get a buster. Yeah, you know, he got to try to have clean days, like consistent clean days.
Well, and I was gonna say too, you know, Coach T, man, like, if he's going to give him an opportunity to compete with an Atlanta Roberts or Cole Holcomb, if he's messing up, he's going to get on him a lot harder than the other dudes because he feels like, yo, I can't waste this rep on you when I should be giving it to the guy that's getting $4 million. But I know just from being down there, man, in some of them practices, Mark is getting a ton of those 1 reps, you know, him and the Landon Roberts. So at least he's getting those opportunities to show what he can do. But if it is like what TG's talking about with some of the mental lapses, that could also be why TA said what he said in terms of maybe this is a 2024 thing, because you can't have your inside linebacker busting calls in this defense, bro. You can't.
Right.
Whether you're talking run fits or from a coverage perspective, and if you can't trust that this dude's going to do it every single time, you would rather put the less athletic guy out there that's going to give you it the Spillane versus D. Bush convo, you know? Like, It goes back to that. Like, man, give me the dude that at least I know what I'm going to get every single time, and I can build around that versus the dude that's going to give me it, 5 times the right way, but then you're going to have me, 1 or 2 of these ones which is like, bro, what is this, man? What you looking at? Right. I can see that making him a little gun shy on him. Yeah.
What you looking at, So, I agree with that. I mean, that's really what it is. Like, that's
low-key, that's what he said.
That's really just what it is.
Now that you done said that, Deke, now that you done read the quote, you know what? That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what it is. Bro, stop busting. You gotta stop busting, bro.
Stop busting. I agree.
Give it 2024, bro. We try you back next year, bro. That's, yeah.
He's trying to tell you. Like, just stop busting, lock in.
If you stop, you going to be all right.
So it's not that deep. Like, if he starts to change his ways, like 2023 is a real option.
Yeah. But it's you got to string together consistent practices. And that's the other part. Like, we laugh about practices and we kind of joke about it, but practices are very legitimate for guys like Mark Robinson in terms of him putting together a week or 2 weeks of zero mental errors while making plays in practice. They're going to view him a lot differently. Whereas if they're looking at him and they're saying, man, he done blew 2 calls on Monday, dropped the call on Wednesday, was good Thursday, but then dropped 3 calls on Monday. It's like, that's way too much up and down. And at this level, a mental error or a missed tackle is the difference. That's what you get beat behind. When you talk about explosive plays, touchdowns, and stuff like that. So you can't have that guy who's at the center of it all. He got to be one of the most buttoned-up dudes on your defense, man.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Especially being in the middle. That's like, it's like that middle linebacker is like, it's a quarterback. Mm-hmm. You don't really like, that's your guy. Like, you don't super want to rotate that. You want that to be your guy. Like, you know what you're going to get out of that guy.
Yeah.
So, it'll be all right. He gonna be in the building.
He gonna hold it down on special teams regardless. So he gonna stay here. He gonna have a helmet. But I hope it don't got to be 2024. I hope we get in.
It depends on what our inside linebacker room looks like too. Year. If it's just the guys in house, I would like to see Mark Robinson at some point this season.
Yes,
but if we bring in someone else, I could see why you would wait for 2024.
If no Simmons, no Quan, no Reuben Foster, I want to see Mark Robinson
at some point this year.
Yes, if we have one of those,
unless
guys
Roberts
or a different
is just
guy.
balling out of his mind.
Well, yeah, if Roberts or Cole Holcomb is doing what they supposed to do, we ain't tripping on it at all. But
you take Reuben over Mark Robinson?
No, we're saying if we don't make any of those moves,
right.
And Mark Robinson's still our third guy, I would like to see him at some point.
Oh, so you're saying, you're saying you're still gonna take Mark Robinson even if Reuben Foster is here?
I take Mark over Reuben.
Interesting. Now, why do you say that, man?
I would take Mark Robinson over Reuben right now.
What? Oh, okay. Are we talking?
I mean, I'm watching. I'm watching the game.
I'm watching them too. Like, what you don't like what you seeing all the way?
I like what I see.
I do too. That's what you're saying.
He's not the best linebacker on that team. And he's a dog.
Okay.
That other linebacker, Tafimo.
Yeah. I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, I think Mark would be the best linebacker. I think Reuben's a really, really extremely good player. I think that's Reuben. Like, that's still Reuben. I haven't seen none of them kill shots. Like, I haven't seen his red dot like I was
from early on. Yeah. Because I'm worried about
he's been banged up.
It's been beat up. That's the.
Yeah. It's almost, and then you talk. That defense over there, that Pittsburgh Moats, that defense is balling.
Yeah.
That defense
it is.
balling.
Facts.
Yeah, that's the best defense in the league.
But sure. I do wonder because I talked about this when I think it was a couple weeks ago. We were saying how he still has the big knee brace on that he's playing in too.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, it's like how healthy is it? Because we can't bring it in if it's banged up. That's the one thing I don't necessarily want. I'd much rather roll with a healthy Mark Robinson than a banged up Reuben Foster. So
I would take Mark over Reuben right now. I would like it straight up and down.
Okay. I could dig that. I'm not hating on that. I could definitely dig that. And my problem is this: I don't have I can talk myself into either guy, but I don't have this hard, strong stance one way or the other either. Like I lean more Mark because I just like him. You know what I mean? I know him, whereas I don't know Reuben. But watching them both, I'm like, either one of these dudes come in here and give me exactly what I need. I think that Ruben has shown it already, but the health is the question. With Mark, he's a lot healthier, and I think he's just a younger, more ready to just fight body. But mentally, I don't know where it's all the way at. And that's kind of the dilemma between those two type of dudes. One, I got the mind where I know Ruben's not going to bust calls. I know he's going to be locked in. But physically, is that going to do what it need to do? And is it going to still be able to hold up after what it's been through? So, man, that's interesting, though, bro. That's interesting. I'm taking Quan over both of them, though.
I don't even know that.
Okay, I am. I would.
Mark or Isaiah Simmons, then.
Oh.
I mean, I like Isaiah Simmons.
Over Mark? Over Mark right now?
Yeah. I mean, I just like Isaiah Simmons. Like,
because I like, if we're talking strictly coverage, yes, but if we're talking that physicality, I want Mark. Yes, they're very different. Yeah. They're very, because Mark is like Tyson. I think I'm like, yo, he hitting you like that. Whereas when I think of Isaiah, I'm like, bro, that's pretty boy. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna look nice, gonna do all the let me drop, let me cover, let me do that. I ain't hating it. Both of them work, but I like the bully a little bit better. That's all.
I think one of the things that could potentially hurt Mark is who do you want him to be? Like, Mark comes in as the Vince type. And it's like they're continuously grabbing the Vince type. Like, they're paying the Vince type. Like, so it's like, what do you want him to do? Are you asking him to get out there and cover these tight ends?
Yeah, because you already got the guy that's Vince. You already paid two of those. Yeah.
You see? So it's kind of like, it's the what do you want it to do? Do you want it to be the person who sets your defense? Because it could be a nice run and hit type.
Well,
like
what do you think is better for him, though?
I think his body
I can see it as the run and hit type. I can see it as that.
But I don't know that he covers like the run and hit guy, though.
You would have to keep him in the zone concept. That's the problem, because we don't do that. Like, if we were just talking go drop on a hook or, do that type of stuff, but he gonna have to match it, carry it, and deliver that somewhere. Yeah.
I was gonna say, Pittsburgh's in fire zones. And fire zones is really just
it's
a man,
bro. It's man. We saw this man, bro. Everything you're in man. Yeah. Unless you in cover three.
And then they like to run like quarters, which is still essentially
it's man, bro. It's man. Yeah. We passing 2 and 3 and it's man. Lock yours. What we doing, man?
At this point, it's yours.
Yeah.
So, it's just a matter of what you want. I just think Isaiah fits in this type defense. Like, I think, I'm surprised he hasn't had more success, but I think his knock is his physicality. While I think,
and that's Mark's best asset right now is his physicality. Yeah, I think that's why we look at him differently.
We're trying to become more physical linebackers.
That's definitely why we look at him differently. Because I'm like, I'm not taking Isaiah over Mark right now unless we're strictly talking coverage. Because I love Mark's physicality. I don't have to question that not once. And it's the AFC North. I'm like, bro, you got to be able to play. You got to be able to stop the run. I need you to come downhill without question. I don't want you second guessing it. I don't want you to, I had a bad fit by accident. Like, no, man. And Mark, I ain't got to question that.
I feel that, but I feel that. I agree with that.
But you're right. They both two different animals. Though.
That's why we're still talking about bringing in Simmons. Though. He would be a compliment to what we already have.
He absolutely would.
Yeah,
he absolutely.
I think Simmons would be a nice compliment.
He's the running hit guy.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, man.
He's the running hit guy.
He's the running hit dude for a fact.
Yeah, that's that running hit that you've been asking for a few minutes.
Is he Shay? Can he give you that?
No, he's not.
Okay, I was just asking. I mean, you had me thinking about running a hit. When I think running a hit, I think of that. I'm like, hey, man, can they do that? All right.
He's not Shay.
I had to ask.
Yeah, there was never any talks about moving Shay to the secondary.
Shout out to Shay Zia, though, man. I just had to ask, I had to ask. In fact, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. So maybe Simmons, like, can he just... Because he's fast like him. Big,
have Shay Zia be his mentor, man.
Yeah. There we go. You ain't feeling it. You say, yo, I'm not putting that on him.
Bro, I strictly stayed away from that. I never said Shay's name.
Why you want to do that? Why not, though? Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
He's not Shay.
Because he's not Shay. It's only one of them things.
I wouldn't even want to put that on him to start. Like,
hey, Shay different, bro. It was different, bro. Yeah.
That's Shay. Like, that was Shay.
Yeah, bro.
Shay.
It was different.
He's gonna go find the ball. He's gonna go find. It's
gonna red dot it, and by any means necessary, man. Yeah. You're absolutely right, bro.
But he's nice though. He'd be a good player.
Okay. Respect though. Respect. It's levels to it. It's levels to the niceness. Yeah.
He has Shea type toolkit, but he's not Shea.
It's a Shea type toolkit. I can dig it, man. I can dig it. All right. Did you have anything else? You had anything else?
I don't think.
But I said, because that was low key, man. I like that right there, though, man. That was good. All right. My dog, you got anything else on your end?
Man. Nah, man. I hear good things about Mountaineers. That's one thing I hear.
I was hearing the exact opposite at Moats' outing.
Yes,
a couple days
because
ago. From a West Virginia insider, actually.
Yeah, you know Wes was there. Shout out to Wesley Euler, my Steeler Nation radio partner. Them.
The Mountaineer fans are so apathetic about this season.
Yes.
The over-under's 4 wins, he said.
He spoke such a different tone, TG, than the way that you spoke. Now, full transparency, I knew TG was not going to be able to make it, all right, even though he was on the docket because he was traveling. We know how that traveling stuff gets. As y'all can see, he's still in the process of traveling right now, all right? I get it. That's how it is.
It's a grind.
You know what I'm saying? So it was communicated. Everything was good. He was not cut from the list or not invited, all right? TG was invited. Just want to throw that out there because, you know, the pictures be floating. I'm like, yo, man, Shea was there, C-Batch, Deke, Kevin Colbert, all these people, and I'm like, yeah, bro.
So everybody,
they thought you ain't get the invite. They thought you ain't get the invite. Yeah,
well, that's crazy. You
right. Well, you set the foundation last year. You know what I'm saying? You pulling up, it was like, well, hey, TG showed up. Well, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Mr. Colbert? He was like, oh, if TG could show up, I could definitely show up. That's what he said. He was looking for you, actually, man. And when you went, I told you your stomach was hurting. I was like, I think he in the bathroom right now. So he kind of like, all right, man, I'll wait around for him. But after a while, I was like, yeah, it must have been the tacos. And everything was good. So no harm, no, you know what I'm saying? Everything's good with that. But yeah, man, yeah. So TG is still in the group, all right? It's all love still. But yeah, man. Other than that, though, everything's good then, bro. Everything is good, man.
Wait, yeah, do you have any response to some of those
West,
reports
though,
I'm hearing?
Yeah, because he was not saying W was supposed to be nice. He said that, 4 is the over.
He got a different perspective than that.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just personally know that special things happen in Morgantown at night.
Uh-oh.
Like, just not even at night, but special things happen in Morgantown.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I've lived special moments in Morgantown.
I'm glad you said that because that's actually what he brought up. Because I said, Wes, man, you are very different than the confidence I hear from TG. And he said, well, TG was there for all of the glory. He said that TG's run while he was at WU, they were the biggest thing in terms of whooping butt, prime time, blowing teams out like it was must see. He said, but for Wes said he's lived a little bit longer, been a part of that Mountaineer fan base a lot longer than you have, and he's more accustomed to what it has not been. And that's kind of what he sees right now. He's like, I don't see the Geno for Heisman, the TGs, the Bruce Irvins. You know what I'm saying? He don't see that group out there right now. He's seeing some question marks out there. And that's why the perspective was a little different. So how you feeling, man? What you thinking?
I feel good about that. I think those are the dogs. I think these are the ones that go through. You know what I mean? You don't expect Mike. So here we come.
You don't know who they are until they let you know who they are. I can dig that.
You don't know. It's a 5-star game. Because we're in it.
Nah, you doing a lot, bro. You are doing a lot.
The homie Kel says, TG, give it up. Ain't nobody checking in for WVU.
I was gonna say, you doing a lot right now, bro. He said, yo, it's a 5-star. No, it is nothing 5-star. No.
5-star matchup. Because we're in.
Your week 1, or is it week 0? Is week 0 backyard, bro? Or is that week 1 for y'all?
No, I thought we were week 2, but then Wes was telling me week 3.
Man, I'm not sure.
Y'all just got to hold up y'all in to make it 5-star with this backyard, bro. All right, because the way Wes talk, it don't sound like it's fitting to be 5-star anytime y'all are in it. I think it's just for certain ones that it becomes 5-star-ish.
That's just hate. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
That's friendly fire then.
That was friendly fire.
It is week 3.
It's week 3. All right. So yeah, what's Wofford, Cincinnati, and then W for you guys.
That's me. Yeah. That's
all right. Hey, who y'all open up with? You know off the top of your head?
We got Penn State.
We got Penn State to start it off.
Ooh. Yeah.
We play 5-star games. It's different. We got Penn State.
We got a tough schedule this year. We got Notre Dame on the road.
Y'all ain't worried about y'all confidence a little bit? opening up with Penn State?
No, I like that for us.
No, I'm saying like afterwards though. Like I like it going in because it's like that's your rallying cry, but like afterwards, like you ain't worried that might hurt y'all a little bit.
No, I like that for us.
We got W, Cincinnati, and Notre Dame out of conference. That's a good out of conference schedule.
I would agree. Yeah, I like that.
Notre Dame's gonna be all right this year.
We're going there. I might have to show up.
Uh-oh. All right. So TG still has not wavered then on his confidence in the Mountaineers. I love to hear it. That's that athlete talk, man. Hey, once an athlete, always an athlete. We never lose that, baby. I'm with it, man. I'm with it. All right. So no, it was a vibe then, bro. It was a vibe. So with that being the case, though, we are gonna tap this thing on in, man. And shout out to you. Because wherever you are now, man, in this whole airport situation, bro, it is like peacefully quiet over there, bro. Like, man, what in the world? I don't know where you done found, but bro, shout out to you, man. All right, salute you. That's the TG effect. Like I said, y'all never know what to expect with TG on this line.
It sounds like you're just melting into a chair, like in a corner right now.
Seriously, bro, like where are you, man? Like, dude, it's the quietest place ever.
I just got, I know what to do. I know what to do.
My dog. Well, safe travels, man. And hit me when you get in town, broski.
All right, bro.
My dog. All right,
peace. Bro.
There we go. Shout out to the one and only Terence Garvin, a.k.a. TG, my locker mate. One time.
That worked out well.
It low-key did, man. I was a little bit nervous. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I said airport, G's, TG, and airport, double G's. Like, I don't even want to do interviews in the airport. I'm like, man, all right. I've done it before, though, but I'm not the biggest fan of it.
Nah, that was good.
Yeah, but it worked out, man. It definitely worked out.
Just hit back into these super chats.
Yeah, man, that sounds appropriate. Yeah.
Let it guide us.
Yeah.
Q says, it's official. I've been in the upper room for 2 years. # purple badge.
Man, you better put some respect on that perp. Let's go. I'm gonna have to hit you a little perp too, just for the culture, man. But no, we appreciate you though, Q, man, from the heart, man, being a part of the upper room, man. And as you've seen, man, shoot, for over the weekend, I know y'all got that early DeMonte Casey film session that was out there, man. So salute y'all, man. You know that is one of the things that comes with the upper room, man. You do get early access on certain stuff. So, man, the fact that you've been rocking with us for that long, man, it does mean a lot, man, that you are just that big of a supporter of the job, of the gang, of the channel and stuff like that, man. So from the heart, man, we definitely appreciate you though, man.
Ramsey Salah, can you have all three players on the field?
No, absolutely you can. Yeah, and we've kind of talked about that. Operating with some of the different packages, some of the different personnel groupings, you're definitely capable of that. And because of Chase Young's skill set, he does have the capability of bumping inside. 4 technique, 3 technique, he can do that. I wouldn't put him as a 1 unless it was an obvious passing situation, and I want to get very exotic. But other than that, you can have Chase, Alex, Cam, TJ out there together and still be very productive and stuff like that.
Next, we have upper room.
Hey, now.
Hold on. I think I lost it. Brandon Yancey has joined the upper room.
Shout out to Brandon Yancey and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
John Easton, can a run first and defense team win Super Bowls in today's NFL?
Yeah, they absolutely can. Shoot, you look at the Philadelphia Eagles. They were a run first.
I was going to bring them up. Jalen Hurts didn't throw for over 4,000 yards last year, 3,700.
Yeah, that's the whole illusion. They got A.J. Brown, who's an explosive player, and they're explosive in the pass game, but they're a run first defense, beat you in the trenches type team. So absolutely you can. You just have to hit on your explosive plays. You think about watching Philly, they're going to run, attack you.
Well, I guess they technically didn't win.
Fair enough.
No, they were a Super Bowl type team. Like, that was a good team last year.
Yeah, we don't look at them losing and feel like how when Jimmy Garoppolo and the Niners lost, where we're like, yeah, could you make a case if this hits, does that change the outcome? You still felt like Mahomes and them were the better team, right? But with Philly, it's like, nah, man, that game was legit. It could have went either way, man. Coin toss. Or some might say a questionable call being the difference. But
it was questionable.
But that's one of them things, man. You could definitely win like that. And I think we're capable of that. I think for us, the big thing goes back to, and you've heard me talk about this all season, Kenny's growth. That's the difference in what Philly does versus what we do right now. We have not been able to consistently have that explosive pass element of a George Pickens or of a Deontay Johnson being able to take a top off a defense like A.J. Brown did. When we played Philadelphia, think about how Philadelphia beat us. It wasn't them throwing it. It was A.J. Brown catching, 2 bombs? Essentially, that broke the game open.
3.
You're right. It was one on, who was it? One on.
2 on Witherspoon, and the one
Minka.
went right through Minka's hands.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell he was doing.
But it wasn't this, so surgical up and down the field. We can't stop it. Nah. We had it contained.
Oh, yeah, we were stopping the run very well,
Absolutely.
actually.
We were in position on all of those plays, and that was the difference in the second half when we had ultimately made the switch from Akello and put Pierre out there. And we were like, man, that kind of offset some of the A.J. Brown just throwing it up to him, and that minimized their passing attack from there. So I think that we could definitely do similar things. We just got to make sure that we hit that vertical ball more consistently. And that's the big question for Kenny Pickett and for Matt Canada. When we start doing that on a consistent basis, then, yeah, we can win just like that, man. Absolutely.
I think you could look back to New England against the Rams.
Yep.
That wasn't the
that was
Brady, Moss, Welker type of offense, or even whenever they had like Gronk and Hernandez and throw it.
They were running that thing, man.
Yeah, I feel like they were very much a defense first, run the ball. Because that was a low-scoring Super Bowl.
It was.
They had 13
Absolutely.
points. Rams only had 3. Although they did pass it more in that Chiefs game, the AFC Championship, to get there. I just didn't. They weren't like a prolific offense, though. I don't think they were. Like if they had to get in a shootout, it's Brady. Like he could get you out of there, but that was a worn down Gronk too.
Yeah, it wasn't the same. Julian Edelman was their number 1.
That wasn't a good New England team. It wasn't that impressive. I think they won 11-5. We beat them. I'm telling you, we should have won the Super Bowl that year. Yeah. I'm telling you, but we missed the playoffs because Boz missed field goals. Actually, speaking of Boz, did you see?
Shout out my dog Boz, man. You just go shoot at my dog Boz.
He did it to himself. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Why
he did
Boz
it to himself.
Got to get all this, man.
Remember how we talked about tiptoeing in pictures to try to make yourself? Did you see a picture from Cam Hayward's outing?
I did. I said, what are you doing?
I don't know if Matthew Wright does something like that.
Yeah, I said, what are you doing, man? Please tell me it was just a moment. It was just a moment. I think he got caught off guard. Maybe he was having a little bit too much fun. He's like, hold me up, guys. And that's why he appeared to be on his tippy toes. I don't think he was just taking a picture on his tippy toes, because if so, it's like, no, boss, what are you doing? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it,
he's
man.
tall,
Stop
too,
it.
isn't he?
He
over
is
6
tall,
foot?
absolutely. Like, what are you doing, boss? Stop it, man. Stop it.
He's definitely over 6. Isn't he like 6'2", 6'3"?
Yes, but I think the thing is this, though. When you don't tippy toe, you see how the people looked at me in my picture. They was like, dang, Mose, why you look so tiny over there? You like the little guy in the picture. You the shortest guy on the team? How you out there playing professionally? What you like, 4'9"? You like, bro, what are you? I'm 6 foot. I'm 6, you know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man, bro. What we talking about here? But maybe he didn't want that type of criticism. So that's why he was like, let me just perk up a little bit, get his posture right.
That's a bad look for Boz right there. Doesn't waver my faith in him this season. He's going to be an excellent kicker for us.
Well, I'm grateful to hear that.
But I just don't know if Matthew Wright does the tiptoe thing for his pictures.
Yeah, it's a strong possibility Matthew Wright probably would not. I was just hurt. It hurt me. I was like, no, it can't be. I zoomed in. I was like, I ain't seeing this right. Oh, Lord.
You can't have a defense for that, right?
Yeah, I don't.
I know you're trying to make up a scenario where it was an accident.
I'm just like, was it the Brady off of the boat? Like, we celebrate, hold me up. Like, it wasn't, though. It was, you really perked up. Stop.
Mike Hood has gifted a Moats membership to Cody James.
Man, shout out to Mike Hood and Cody James. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I also forgot Sergeant Buttcake. Shout out to you, Sergeant Buttcake. He also joined the upper room. So, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I must have missed that one when TG hopped on.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes, but we ain't tripping. That's what it
Jack jumped a little.
Good teamwork, though, man. Good teamwork.
Sean McCartney, I see the pool of Highsmith versus Young, but do you think Young can take over for Ogunjobi? If not, I'd rather just focus on inside linebacker.
All right, we'll answer that in a second. I definitely forgot I left the poll in, bro. The poll has been there for like an hour. Holy smoke. It's got 59 votes on the poll, though. This is probably the longest and most interaction the poll has ever received from you guys. So we do appreciate that. Deke, have you participated on the poll?
I voted.
I thank you for your interaction with the poll, man. It means a lot to me.
I voted on the survey.
Don't make it weird, bro. Don't make it weird. It's just a poll. Do you call it a poll?
No, I like to call them the surveys.
Even though it says poll? It's like with a capital.
I don't think it says it anymore.
It does. It says like...
I think it's just your own interpretation.
No, it says it. Even right here, it says in poll. P-O-L-L, man. Poll. Yeah.
You look up the source. I'm sure you'll find survey next to that. Same meaning. Questionnaire. Multiple choice.
Well, anywho, 359 people have voted on said poll, and the results were clear. 66% rode with Alex Highsmith.
I got to give myself props.
You called it. You
no
said
Dekas.
60 to 70%. You definitely called it, bro. Absolutely. Salute you, man. Salute you. And that's a legit sample size. It's crazy. 359 people voted on the poll, but only 129 people liked the vid. That's how you have, you see what I'm saying? That crazy.
Numbers ain't adding up.
The math ain't mathing. That's all I'm saying. How you going with
It's like having Tyler Huntley in the Pro Bowl. It's just not adding up.
That's a great analogy.
It really is.
It low key is. You're
yeah,
like,
how do you have that many votes?
Everybody's on the poll, but
you can't match that with the likes.
Like, how that work? How the poll get interested? I know people love the poll. I know, and this is great poll season. Summertime poll game, man. You know what it is. But it's like, man, they ain't adding up, bro. Same people, same show, same break. Come on, man.
Sean McCartney, okay, yeah, this was his comment. See the poll of Highsmith versus Young. Do you think Young can take over for Ogunjobi? If not, I'd rather just focus on inside linebacker.
To me, I don't. To me, Larry Ogunjobi is a true 3 technique, but his body composition reflects that. Could Chase come in there and be a really good 3 technique like a Larry Ogunjobi? Sure, I think he could. You could even make a case that he could give you similar production to a Larry Ogunjobi as a 3 technique. But what I'm saying is he has elite characteristics as outside linebacker. He has elite traits as an edge rusher, and that's the difference. He's not going to be elite to me as an interior D lineman. Whereas when you put him out there on that edge, he has elite capability. You could potentially find another TJ Watt type. Like, that's not far-fetched. That's the conversations around a Chase Young because of what he brings to the table. So I wouldn't want to just shut that off by moving him inside, but that also doesn't deter me from, still wanting an inside linebacker. I think that you can still do both. It doesn't have to be either or. That's the other part with this because of, the way that we're set up right now financially. We don't have to do either or. And these guys, in terms of the numbers, Deke already told you, it's a $5 million cap hit is what we're taking on if we make that move. Right. I hope it is as well, because if it is, it's dope. But his hit is only 11 regardless. It's an 11 hit right now. So, however,
I think that would be too much for us, though, right now.
You can make a case for it.
We still got to pay some of these rookies and stuff.
You can make a case for that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think to myself, could we make the money work? Mm-hmm. If it's 11, we could definitely make it work with restructures. And
for one season, we're going to have to pay for it down the line. Probably.
Right, of course. But if we're talking about going all in while you have a quarterback on a rookie deal, this is the move that you make.
You definitely don't care about that if TJ Highsmith go down.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't care about the cap hit.
Yeah. So I feel you though, man.
You want to do a mid-season trade? Yeah, forget the cap hit. Let's try to salvage the season.
Yeah. Respect.
Who's next here? Oh, let's go UW.
Yeah.
Still can't believe 2 good and young backs in Cook and James Robinson got released and still not signed. RB's continuing to be disrespected.
Saquon kind of spoke on that too, man, in terms of, just how the position is viewed. It is a weird scenario right now where it's almost like an overcorrection. Like the way that they are kind of shying away from a Saquon or from a Dalvin Cook. It's like, you can make a case with James Robinson. I get it to a certain extent. Not the same pedigree type of guy, but still a productive player in his own right. But, yeah, it is really weird right now how people or how the running back market is. And I don't honestly know what that's going to – like, how does that balance itself out? Because you can't tell me that Daniel Jones in 2022 was more valuable to the Giants than Saquon. Like, I don't believe that. And I still think that if Saquon isn't out there, next year for them dudes, that's going to hurt Daniel Jones more than if Saquon is out there. I think that Saquon is one of them dudes that kind of changes it. But at the same time, you're not paying them $40 million. But you look at what Daniel Jones just got, and you're like, well, how does that work? So I think it's just a weird scenario right now,
to
bro.
The quarterback, because I think like 4 or 5 years ago, I would have agreed with you because that exact scenario came up with Dak Prescott and Zeke.
You're right.
I'd been like, Zeke's way more valuable than Dak. But I just think the nature of the position.
It is.
If you're somewhat competent, you're like top 20, top 15. I think you're more valuable to that team long term.
No, you
just
are
because if you have
long-term,
Saquon and we'll even say just for next season too, because if you have Saquon and then just a bum at quarterback, I think you'd go farther with Daniel Jones and then like a mid-tier running back.
Okay, no, I could dig that. I can see what you're saying. It's just one of them things.
I don't think the Giants are a good team though.
Yeah,
so like, I don't know how many wins.
When I look at
Saquon,
I look at Saquon like I look at Christian McCaffrey, like I look at Alvin Kamara. Those dudes are different. Those dudes, you put them out there and they make your offense better. They're not a run-of-the-mill running back. You can't replicate what they do with just one person. But those are the outliers. And I think that's the different conversation. If you got one of the outliers, man, you just acknowledge that they're outlier. You treat them as such. Whereas if we're talking about just average guys, cool. But when I think of when they paid Zeke, or even the first 2 years when it's Zeke and Dak, I can't tell myself there's a scenario where if Zeke isn't out there and you just put a run-of-the-mill back out there that Dak would have had the same success, because Zeke was already proven that he wasn't a run-of-the-mill running back, that he was an elite back, and that's why defensively you had to play it differently, and that's what opened up opportunities for Dak. But if you don't have an elite back and it's just some regular guy, I'm not having to cheat up in terms of stopping this run. I'm going to make that quarterback have to work. I'm going to disguise. I'm going to do all this other stuff. And I just think that's what we kind of lose sight in when we talk about the regular running backs versus the Saquons, the McCaffreys, the L. Bells, like those versions. Those are different type of running backs.
I just feel like the quarterback contracts you're expecting to appreciate. Or just even the quarterbacks as a player, they're supposed to appreciate.
They appreciate.
You can still be in your prime at 30. Whereas running backs,
they
after your rookie year, pretty much, you are depreciating.
Yeah. It's
outside of a Derrick Henry or the outliers.
It's night and day. It's night and day, absolutely. But because of that, it makes the market so crazy when you're talking about how do you pay them and how do you treat them.
I can't say I don't get it because we've talked about the Super Bowl winning teams and their running backs.
Yeah.
They're all getting paid like under $2 million.
Yeah.
You go back the last 10, 11 years, it's not the Derrick Henrys, it's not the Saquon Barkleys that are winning Super Bowls.
But then if you take the money out of it, it's like, it's a no-brainer. Give me Saquon. It's a no-brainer. Give me this guy.
Right.
The money part is
you got to build a team.
Yeah, the money part is definitely what has changed that dynamic, man. So yeah, man, it is. Whew, we will see, man.
Dalvin Cook getting cut's the crazy one, but I guess
they trying to sabotage Kirk. You know.
Well, no, I was gonna say
they sabotage Kirk season.
I think it's Kirk sabotaging the Vikings. His contract's too large. They got to cut good players like that.
Nope. They trying to sabotage Kirk. I already saw, but
he's only 27.
I was like,
he was good last year.
He'll come to Buffalo with your brother, man. Come to Buffalo with your brother, bro. We ain't sure. Come with your brother.
That's a little too busy in the running back room now.
We got time for. We got room for him. Dalvin, we definitely got room for Dalvin. I can assure you, and you know I'm not even the biggest Dalvin guy, but Dalvin, man, you could move up my list greatly. You put that blue and red on, oh baby, top five.
Did you see some of Najee's comments on this?
I did not. What did he say?
They asked him about Dalvin Cook being released, and it goes hand in hand exactly what we were talking about. He says, especially when they say that when you turn a certain age, you're out of years, which is crazy. If you feel like you're able to play still, who is it to say that you can't? They don't know your body or have been in your position. There's just people riding behind the internet. They don't really know how you train. It's just people making assumptions, which they know nothing about. So to see people get released, especially in my position, it's like, what did they do? They're getting injured? ? Dalvin Cook is coming off multiple 1,000-yard seasons. Is it money for them? They got to pay somebody. I don't know. It's eye-opening for me.
No, I mean, because for him, he understands. I just finished up my second year. After this season, I'm in the same boat. And if these are the guys that are former first-round draft picks, former Pro Bowlers, all pros, or guys that I view as top 10 at my position or top 5, and this is what's happening to them, well, what does that, tell me I'm going to have to deal with potential in the future? And I think that's a legitimate case.
We know it's coming for him.
Yeah, we heard Saquon. We even remember when L. Bell went through it. Yeah. And I think Najee understands that that's a part of it. It's not just a Pittsburgh thing. It's a league-wide thing in terms of how people view running backs. It's unfortunate, but that's just the scenario right now. And honestly, I don't even see how that truly changes just because of the nature of the position. You are getting hit. It is a violent game already, but you are getting hit every single play. Every time you touch the ball, all 11 guys are trying to take you out. And it's just a different thing when you talk about having longevity and having that ability to last. How do you get a guy this big like Derrick Henry and durable, but at the same time explosive like a Saquon, like a Christian McCaffrey? Finding those combos, those type of dudes that can do it all and be durable, it's tough.
And as crazy as it sounds, I'm thinking about Madden right now.
Yeah.
Hear me out on this. I feel like you can get away with having like a 75 or like a 79 overall running back if you have a really good offensive line and a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
If you have a really nice offensive line. But if you have like a 95 overall running back, but your O-line is terrible.
It doesn't matter. Yep.
Right, yeah. I mean, so that goes hand in hand with just running backs being expendable to the overall team.
Right.
Because anyone, like you said, contracts are thrown out. You're taking the 95 over the 79 all day.
Because I was going to say this on top of that, right? Even with that analogy, you put that nice running back with that nice line, and now you have the perfect weapon. You have the guy that nobody can answer. That's what made L. Bell. That's what made Zeke. That's what made Gurley. That's what made those guys so dynamic. It's like y'all are already nice, but now you're nice with a nice offensive line, and it's the perfect storm.
Yeah.
We've been, since then kind of like playing the flip-flop game. All right, are we nice up front, kind of decent on the back, or are we nice in the back, but, kind of working on it in the front? But running back is dependent upon O-line the same way receivers dependent upon quarterback, if we're being real about it. It's just the wide receivers, they're dependent upon the person that traditionally they're going to use every resource to make sure that's the best player, right? Whereas with O-line, we know it's 5 of them. So they might not view it as the biggest priority all the time. Whereas you want to score points. You want to do the nice stuff. So you view receivers, running backs, quarterback just a little bit higher. So you get that part what we just talked about. You could be really nice back here, and this is a work in progress. Najee first year, right? To an extent, year 2. But now that we're about to be nice offense line, now it's year 3. He already done got banged up a little bit. So now you got to see, all right, what does that look like going forward? But that goes back to what you had even said in terms of the diminishing versus appreciating, and ultimately how they're dependent upon all these people and stuff like that. It's a crazy scenario, man. Shout out to the running backs, though, bro.
Najee does talk about his body here a little bit, too. I can't stop time. I can't do nothing about that. All I can do is take care of my body and show that I'm still available. I guess all running backs can do is show them that the best ability is availability. So for me to show that I'm still who I said I was when I first got in, I think that's important. But age, you can't stop that. They just think that when you turn a certain age, though, it's over with, which is the craziest thing possible.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. You hear me joke about it all the time. 30, you're a dinosaur in the NFL. You're like, well, you're 30? Ew, you old, bro. And you're like, man, what? I still feel great. Still run. Still do this. But you're 30. It's just, that's the game. And especially for running backs, man, they view them dudes way differently. But it's because of the accumulation of the hits. And even though I get what Najee is saying in terms of everybody's body is different and it should be taken on a case-by-case basis, the problem is
because he says he trains for like 500 hits a year.
No, he does, and I respect it, but the problem is the sample size is too great. We've seen far too many running backs, whether they be big like Brandon Jacobs and Peyton Hillis, or small like a Chris Jones and all these other type of dudes. But the one thing that's been consistent with all of them is the longer they play and the more hits they take, the faster that diminishes. When we talked about them 400 touches with L. Bell, and they're like, man, you do that too much, it cuts off the back end of your career. You're not going to have this farewell swan song. Like, it's going to be a bad ending. Like, they almost
I feel
fall
like
off
for
a
him,
cliff.
though, that was more due to just the contract. I think he would have extended his career here.
It was to an extent, but unfortunately, we won't know that. So we have to go off what we saw, which was what? The further it got removed from them 400 touch seasons, the less explosive it looked, the less powerful it looked, and ultimately...
Or you could talk about the other guys in his like same class, or at least in that era, like Todd Gurley, Zeke Elliott, David Johnson, all of them. Exactly. Down now, Zeke's was a little bit more gracious.
Yeah, but he had the better line throughout the process too.
Yeah. Yeah. So we might be in that situation.
Yeah.
Next year, I guess.
Because after 3,
he's going to want the extension.
And as a RB, you definitely want to get paid sooner rather than later. Shoot, I mean, I get it. When we talk some of the contract stuff and some of the rules, but I'm like, I've seen it floated around multiple times, and I'm all for it in terms of how. How right now you have to wait till year 3 to negotiate for a new deal off of a rookie contract. For running backs, man, make it a year earlier. If them dudes after 2 years they ball and you can see like Najee, for example, we know Najee is a starting running back. We know his caliber. It's like, man, why not allow them dudes the potential to get paid a little bit sooner before it gets bad? And number one, you're going to still get it cheaper if you that team because it's still very young and it hasn't had a chance to go to 3-4 these things, in terms of being dominant. You're still paying on the front end, but also you just have a shorter term contract. Maybe it's a 2-year deal. You know what I mean?
Make it 2 in general for everyone?
No,
do you think other position groups start to get pissy like, I'm putting my body out on the line too?
Yes and no. But the reason I say no is this. The other positions statistically have shown, the data shows, our shelf lives are way longer. An O-lineman, a linebacker, literally the shortest shelf life position is running back. And it's not even close. Yeah. They are the ones that get killed the fastest, man. Because every single play, whether you're blocking, whether you're running out, whether you got the ball or don't got the ball, you're going to get hit. If you play action pass, you're going to get hit. Yo, you going to block? Oh, I'm trying to break your face. You're going to get hit. Oh, you going off for a pass? Okay, I'm going to attack you. You're going to get hit. All right, man, you still ain't even touch the ball. You the running back. I'm still going to hit you just because. And that doesn't even count for when you actually running people over. It's just a lot of banging on them, man. So that's why I'm like, I don't think that the guys would trip to that extent if it is explained to them, because you're essentially saying, man, do you want your brother...
You got to have science and math to back it up.
Do you want your brother to get a chance to get paid the way that the rest of us out here getting paid? Or do you want your brother to just be SOL because, hey, man, you played a bad position, bro. You play running back. So by the time it's year 4 and you're supposed to get paid... Because if you're not a year 3 dude, right? If you weren't big enough or productive enough to talk year 3, now you gotta wait till year 4. Man, why am I going? I ain't trying to pay you now year 4. I'm only gonna get about 3 more years out you. Yeah, the numbers show that. So I just think for them, it'll be just a little bit different. That's all.
I wouldn't be opposed. I really wouldn't. Mike Hood, what's up, Moats and Deke?
And I was gonna say too before we get to Mike Hood, but think about it. We already have different rules for different people. Undrafted free agents, your contract's only 3 years. If you're drafted between rounds 2 and 7, you're mandatory 4-year contract. If you're a first rounder, it's 4 with the 5th-year team option. So all of these different stages have different contracts in terms of exclusive rights free agency, unrestricted free agent, right, restricted free agent, just because of where you were brought in. So we already experienced it, and we hear first rounders complain about what? The 5th-year option. Because of how it puts a ceiling or a cap on how much you can make. And Saquon even said, he's like, man, by them tagging me, you cap my money at $10 million this year. Like, you're not going to pay me more than the tag, more than likely. It's kind of how he put it, which, I mean, it makes a good point. I get that. But, yeah, like I said, just cross the board.
Can the players come together enough to make this a priority for the next CBA?
Good luck. Good luck.
Let's get the running backs paid a year early.
Good luck, bro. Because you know what's gonna happen. The NFL is gonna say, "Hey, man, can I get that 18th game out you, man? Huh? What's up with that extra game, bro? We're gonna pay him early, right? Let me get an extra game, bro. What's happening?" That's what they want. Yeah.
They get everyone paid early then. If they want an 18th game, you could bump up the extensions after year 2.
Right. The 18 window, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want the 18th game.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. But I do want to see the dudes get paid, though. But it's just one of them things until they can figure that part out, I don't see how that changes.
I don't either.
Because what's the incentive to pay a guy? Why would you pay Najee right now? Unfortunately, his true market value when you have Jaylen Warren, who was an undrafted guy, and we saw the production he gave us.
Oh, and then we could just be like, we'll draft a 2nd or 3rd rounder that year, too, to complement Jaylen Warren. We'll just get a big body guy like Dameon Pierce, went in the 4th round to the Texans. Mm-hmm. We'll get like a Dameon Pierce dude to complement Jaylen Warren.
And like that's unfortunate, but that's the reality of it, though. So, yeah, man, we shall see, though. We shall see.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be that easy because I still think there's value in keeping Najee Harris.
No, it definitely is. It is.
Ball security, but leader in the locker room.
The problem is
taking that type of punishment. There's no guarantees dudes can just take that type of punishment.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm just saying the problem is when it comes time to keep those type of guys, you got to compensate them. And he has to be willing to say that this is worth that as well. Or do you just be like, man, I'm frustrated and out of spite, I'm gonna just leave? We heard what even L. Bell said to an extent of like, bro, I'm just gonna be petty with it, because it's to that point where if you're not gonna pay me, well, why does it matter where I'm gonna go? I'm gonna get the same money over here. All right, let me go over here. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's a little bit more. Maybe they show me some love. Like, you just get to that point, so to speak. So I hope it doesn't get to that, but I could understand if it did, though.
Mike Hood says, been having to watch later, but here now. Sergeant Buttcakes missed his shout out to the upper room. Thought I'd help.
Man, salute you, Mike Hood. And he did not miss his shout out. I was getting him. We got him, baby. That's the thing. See, the beauty is this. I know some people be feeling like we're going to forget y'all. We don't forget y'all, baby. I see it all. And we make sure we shout it out all. That ain't even come out right. Shout it out all. That sound real. Just y'all know what I meant, though. It sound cool in my head when I was saying it. It did not come out the right way, though. But we're going to get everybody. You know that. Whether it's a super, whether it is a upper room, whether it's a paying it forward for somebody else to join the upper room, or whether it's just you being a dope individual, period. You know we going to tap in, all right? So, yeah.
828 Style. Sup, guys? I think the owners are trying to devalue running backs because they know QB contracts are on the rise, honestly.
That sounds like some collusion, but it does sound like something that the NFL does do. And honestly, that would not surprise me.
Yeah, the RB contracts aren't going the same way as all these other contracts are.
Yep.
Not even just quarterbacks, but wide receivers,
every
cornerbacks,
other position
edge rushers.
has gotten the crazy bump up where wide receivers and linebackers can make quarterback money now.
It was that L. Bell era.
Made quarterback.
They ruined it.
It was
L. Bell, D. Johnson, and Zeke.
all them dudes, man. Nobody's gotten paid since then. McCaffrey still is nice.
Okay, yeah, he's got to keep it going.
Kamara's he got
Henry.
Yeah, that's the next group. Those three, right?
And they're actually holding up pretty. Henry got hurt last year. No, was that 2 years ago? He's been banged up the last 2 years, right?
Right, but it was just like it was just the 1 year was like the first time we really the year where he was about to go for the 2K again.
Oh yeah. He missed. So 2 years ago he missed the rest of the season. Right. That was after leading the rushing by like 300-400 yards.
It almost helped the argument more than it hurt the argument because it was like he was so dominant.
Then last year he got banged up and then came back in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was kind of. I mean, it was still.
But no, McCaffrey's been a godsend for the 49ers. Yeah. But like their team's already like so stacked around. I do wonder
but that's the argument,
if you could just throw Jaylen Warren over with the 49ers. Like it's not going to be Christian McCaffrey, but he's going to cook.
But which one would you rather have though? The one that's okay, he's going to cook.
I don't know how the 49ers are going to be able to keep paying all these guys. That's my big thing.
You don't have to right now.
I guess not.
Trey Lance, rookie contract. Brock Purdy, rookie contract. You moved on from Jimmy G.
Yeah, they got lucky.
Yeah.
They kind of got lucky with all that.
Yeah, so I'm like, if I got that set up, give me McCaffrey because that's what I'm going to get. Jalen can still cook, but Jalen ain't going to do it how McCaffrey's doing it right now.
Yeah.
I like that, though. Dang, I like that.
But no, it is. RB stock down, pretty much every other position stock up. Even offensive linemen, what's his face just got paid?
Bro, they
big
paid,
money.
Paid, absolutely.
Tunsil.
Yeah,
and,
linemen getting paid.
Dude with the Bengals got paid like, 17 million? Yeah.
Orlando.
Yeah.
Shoot, think about the deal we gave Chooks, right? In terms of, but think about when we paid Chooks. Chooks wasn't a Pro Bowler or All-Pro or anything, but that's the market for O-linemen. Like, I'm trying to think of the equivalent of when we paid Chooks at that time, the equivalent of that version of running back or that version of, like, receiver or, you know what I mean? Like, would that be like if we paid Chase Claypool? Deontay's money? I don't even know. At that point, because like since then, Chooks has obviously grown, and we were like, "Yo, we feel great, like we feel good," or I say really good about it. We don't have to say great. We'll say we feel really good about it. But at the time, it definitely was the eye, like, "Whoa, what is going on?"
Yeah, that was a lot. But I'm even trying to think other positions, like tight ends or safeties. They're going up at a slower rate. But they're not going down. Right. That's the thing. The RB is the only one that's kind of going down. Although, I guess McCaffrey would be the outlier.
Well, he was when did he get his check? He was the last one to get paid. Where?
Well, hold on. What was Derrick Henry's? And what was like Gurley and Zeke and all? Weren't they in like 13, 14, 15 range?
Henry took 12, I thought.
Yeah, so that's actually less.
Right, Henry took 12.
Henry has 4 years, 50. So, yeah, 12, basically. That's less than what all the three we were talking about were getting.
Mm-hmm.
D. Johnson and Lev Bell.
Yeah.
What's McCaffrey?
I thought he was high.
I think he was.
Yeah. He was like 15.
17? Is it 17?
Yeah, low key. I know he's in the high teens, bro. I know he's teens definitely though.
4 for 64. 4 for 64. Is that 16? Yeah. Yeah, 16.
It's a lot. He's worth it though. I'm not tripping on it. He's also
he's got that elbow argument with the receiving game.
Yeah, and he's been healthier. We saw him really healthy in San Fran, whereas we know it was not. Was it 2 years ago when he got banged up in Carolina?
Yeah. He was always hurt in Carolina.
Yeah.
He had that 1 year where he wasn't, and he was like
he went off.
A fantasy superstar. Yeah. I'm actually really curious about this. Who's next after those guys?
Kamara. It's got to be Kamara.
Okay.
It's got to be Kamara.
But he's not getting anything. Oh, he's actually above Henry.
Yeah, because he was the one who got paid first of the group, and then Henry redid his. No, Henry got his at 12, and then Kamara redid his, and then Caffrey was the last one to get paid.
Okay, so here's the market. McCaffrey at 1 at 16, Kamara at Henry at 12.5.
Yeah.
Chubb at 12.
Chubb's getting 12? Oh, I didn't know Chubb was getting 12.
Yeah. Mixon with 12.
Yeah, but Mixon's in hot water because of the 12 right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones at 11.5.
That was a bad deal. Yeah, he low key out water too with that.
Tony Pollard was 10. Did they tag him?
Yeah, that was the tag. Yep.
So same with Josh Jacobs at 10,
tag.
Barkley at 10,
Tag.
and then after that it's a drop off. James Conner at 7.
Yeah, and that's new money.
Miles Sanders just got 6 with the Panthers,
and that was this year.
After that season with the Eagles, where he was really good. Eckler at 6.
Yeah. Did
he just do a deal with the Chargers? I know he's been complaining about one.
I don't know if he redid it.
David Montgomery at 6. That's an awful deal. That's with the Lions. And then you got Bajan, rookie, getting 5.5.
And that should be in a top 10 pick, a top 5 pick, right?
Yeah, Bajan's getting 1, 2, 3,
that's
4,
crazy,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It looks like around top 15, top 16 money for the running back position.
Sheesh, that's nuts.
Yeah, and then Jahmyr Gibbs looks like top 20, 4.5.
Najee out of his money, out of the
Najee is at 3.2.
Yep.
3.2 mil. Same with Etienne.
Sheesh.
Wow, not much hope for the running backs.
Not at all, bro. Not at golly.
Because 3 of the guys in this top 10 I just brought up are tagged at 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and they're like Pollard's not gonna get 12. Do you think Pollard? I don't see Pollard getting 12, bro.
Especially no, I don't. I don't think you give him a long-term deal.
Yeah, after what just happened with Zeke, they're not paying him like that.
No. There you go.
Shout out to the running backs, man. Shout out to the running backs.
Next we have. Who did I just read? That was 828 Style. Yeah. Jay Swizzle. How much of Hakeem Butler will we see this year? Is he wide receiver 4 or 5? He needs to make the team.
Yeah. He might be on special teams early on. Make the team first, then carve out your role, man. Because when we talk wide receivers, we know 2 of them spots already locked in. And we got a lot of bodies after that, whether you're talking Allen Robinson, whether you're talking, I'm drawing a blank on my young guy, Calvin Austin III. Told y'all about Gunner. I know y'all don't like Gunner. I know, and I'm not a Gunner. I'm not the Gunner prophet. Okay, I just be throwing it out there. I'm like, all right, but Gunner, he's a fighter. That's all I'm saying. So he in there too. And he getting active. Still got Big Boykins. Special teams do. So that's been keeping him around.
It's gonna be an exciting story.
Seriously, man.
I'd like to see Butler.
Definitely talented though, man. We definitely are excited about him, but he gonna have to. It's gonna be a fight. It's gonna definitely be a fight, man. I said Allen Robinson. Yeah, I already said him, but it's going to be a fight in there, man.
Alexander Watson gifted a Mets membership to Spice Creations.
Hey, shout out to Alexander Watson and Spice Creations. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I appreciate you, man. From the heart, I'm glad to have you a part of the dang team, man. You know what I'm saying? And, yes, Anthony Miller. That was the other name I forgot. Shout out to Anthony Miller. Yes.
Well, it's 6:29 right now.
Well, can I throw in Cody White as well? I want to shout out Cody. All right, he could have passed me a guy, man.
He's practice squad.
He could have passed me a guy though.
He's practice squad at best.
He still could have passed me a guy, man.
When was this?
It's like 2 years ago.
Oh, you're talking about Ben?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the OTAs you were at. Did you say he caught one on Trice or Porter?
He caught one on Peasy, yeah.
Okay.
It was nice. I was like, ooh.
Mossed him.
Nah, I ain't say all that now. I ain't say all that. It was a very physical release. But that's Cody's element. If you want to do that, that's Cody's wheelhouse. It's after all that when it's like, all right, now I'm going to route me up. It's going to be a little issue. But yeah, I was like, oh. But then obviously little Peasy Jr. came back and was like, hold on, let me correct you real quick, just in case you thought it was something different.
That would be an interesting bet to make right now if they actually had odds on it. Who are the last 2 receivers that make the team? That would be fun.
Hey, don't blow that topic just yet, all right? You know we about to get to what's about to happen.
We already know. Well, Calvin Austin.
Yeah.
So if you're saying wide receiver 5, wide receiver 6, who are the 2 guys? It'd be interesting with the odds.
I'm going Miles Boykin. Give me Boykin and Gunner.
Oh, reliable.
Yeah.
Or it depends on what you're talking about, being reliable. But
chill out, man.
That's in the receiving game, I guess.
Hell, what are 2 little issues? And
that cost us the playoffs. Oh, my gosh. There's a few moments last year that cost us the playoffs, and that was one of them. That one, Akello getting mossed in that same game.
What about Gunner's good plays? What about the jet sweeps that Gunner had provided for us, man? What about some of those quality receptions? Like, Gunner has some moments for us, man. He has some moments, bro. Some of the quality downfield blocking on some of the perimeter stuff. Gunner has some moments for us, man. That's all.
I'm not opposed to bringing him back. I'm not. Kenny said he was good last year in preseason. They had a connection. I'm not opposed to giving him another chance in the return game, but one slip up, you're out.
Yeah, you can't put it on the ground. You cannot put it on the ball. You cannot do
that.
Cannot do that, man. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Nah, but bro, this is a vibe there, man. This is a vibe. Yes, Matt Carroll. Yes, we still have Miles Boykin, man. Don't be sleeping on Boink. All right, Boink that guy. All right, shout out to Miles Boykin, man. So yes, but with that being the case, that is gonna do it for today. It's been a vibe.
We got some good stuff for tomorrow. Like, we didn't even go over some good stuff.
Seriously,
so
yeah.
Tomorrow's show will be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a vibe, man. So, yeah, you already know, man. Same place, same time, man. Don't miss out. But we do appreciate each and every one of y'all that were with us today. Shout out to my dog, TG, man. Tapping in from the airport of all places. But y'all hit that like button one more time for yourself and for the culture. Subscribe if you have not done so. But either way, we know we appreciate y'all and y'all appreciate us. And until next time, baby.
Peace.